Hey guys, I think we're live. Oh, my microphone. Oh God. There we go. That's better. We're live. Hey guys. Sorry I wasn't live yesterday. I had things to do. Um. Hey. Yeah. Um. What the hell was I gonna say? Uh. Oh, I was because there was. Oh, there's a few people here. It said there was 10 people here a moment ago. I was gonna say, just really quickly, I'm contemplating streaming tomorrow, but I'm not sure yet. So keep an eye on the channel. If you see an announcement, or if you see a stream going up, then you'll know. Hey, I last weekend, I did say I wasn't gonna stream on Saturday. Hey everyone, that was 5 people. Yeah, yeah. Uh, MX. Hey. um, Yeah, for a brief second there, YouTube said there was 10 people waiting. That was weird. Yeah, I think anyone remembered. I think. Well, I saw Maddie remembered. Then again, he was sort of vague. He wasn't sure. There were people. People remembered. Oh my god! Come on, large. It's not loading. Try again.
Welcome to the family.
Oh, Pixel Dan, thank you for renewing your membership. Right? Yeah, 16 months. Yeah. Hi, Lamar, 16 months. Yeah, it's crazy. The time like zooms by so fast. Oh, this is the first time you're watching the stream. Oh, cool. I was gonna say, I remember seeing your name around. Uh, why isn't Reddit loading? Hours at a time. Oh dear. I hope that's not what's happening right now. Dear. So for some reason, really can't be reached. All right, let's just try loading the whole page again. It's not loading for you either. Oh no. What have I done? Red is coming for your soul. Oh, I managed to load it on my other page, on my other screen. Oh, it's raining outside, by the way, in case you hear rain noise in the background. I do apologize. Okay, now where were we? Here we are. So we should be about here. I managed to load it on this screen, so I was able I refreshed it here, and thankfully it's working now. Join the welcome ride. I can always turn it into a nostalgic game stream, Mr. Roy. Yeah, that's very true. If it was just like not loading for good like 10 minutes, um, I would have probably just done that. Either that or a Minecraft stream. Oh, it's raining for you too. Ooh. Ah. Oh, you uploaded for something for me to react to. Ooh, I look forward to seeing it. Yeah. Oddly though, I've never caught you guys on the stream on the server. Um, I've also been playing quite a bit on the server in my free time. But it's always I suppose it's always at times when you guys are away. Yeah, I love the rain as well. Wait, Josie's here? I don't see Josie's message. Josie's message isn't on my screen. Probably time zones, yeah. Wouldn't be surprised it was like 4 a.m. for me, yeah. There was one time though, I think the other night, actually I think it was last night, I was on sort of like I mean it was like it would have been morning for you guys. Like I was on up until like 11 p.m. Oh, there we go. I see Josie's message now. Yeah. If ombraphobia. Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Damn, that sucks. Do you know if the magic emoji you've been using is called Mana? It is Mana and Artifice, yep. When I tried loading your subreddit, it lagged the stream for me, so I had to open it on my laptop. Oh, I see. Hey, yeah, Pixel, hey. Alright, let's get into... Half-Life 3 is going to be awesome. Meta's VR gloves are actually insane. I'm not going to worry about copyright stuff. Just have a look, see what happens.
Hello and welcome to Tuesday Newsday, your #1 resource for the entire week's worth of VR news. We did it, fam. We're out here on a Tuesday.
Someone's at the door. 1 second. Someone's at the door.
Oh, you're streaming. Kurt's in hospital.
What?
Yeah, he's in hospital. He sent me a text to say something to me, and I can't talk. I'm dead.
Right.
And my back went. I thought, shit, something's wrong. Just motherly instinct kicked in. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
That Beck's on the phone saying that he's in hospital. He's overdone all this physical stuff, I think, at the gym. He's been going every day, and he was in so much pain that they went into, he couldn't walk up the stairs. He had to go backwards up and down the steps.
Oh.
He went into shore care or somewhere, and they said, "Oh, you've got to go to the hospital for the blood tests." Dad's coming because she's only one person to visit.
Right. Yeah.
It just reminded me of your hedge booster.
Yeah, I had it on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday I had all the thyroid days.
Yeah.
But today it's just a little bit sore.
Yeah.
And it's mostly off.
I was carrying my phone around me thinking, I can't miss the next call, I can't miss the next call. And I was thinking, shit, Jack's been exposed to COVID. That's going through my head. Something like that's happened, you know, something has happened. And, you know, I was thinking, oh God, is it going to affect the wedding? And I'm thinking all these things. So, yeah, I was panicking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. No, I got to be back to my stream.
I didn't think you were going to stream.
Sorry about that. Family emergency. I had to be notified about. Yikes. Alright, back to it.
I just checked, still working on this video, and it's Wednesday, so...
It was share stream for a bit.
Today is a refreshing day for the VR space. Ready Player One-esque VR gloves, some ridiculously cool glove prototypes from Meta that are honestly the kind of gloves that you've been waiting for, teeny tiny VR headsets, and finally, more information on the Half Dive, a self-proclaimed Sword Art Online-inspired VR device that totally flips VR conventions on their head. That and so much more, let's just get right into the news. So, starting out, last week I mentioned some massive improvements coming to the Quest 2 that will significantly improve performance. This was mainly application space warp, an improved space warp technology that allows the Quest to only render half of the frames needed. And intelligent software fills in the rest of the frames with synthetic frames, enabling as much as 70% more performance headroom, which is crazy. Well, that feature has launched this week, so we can expect to see it coming to games and applications as soon as developers implement it. In a perfect world, nobody will notice any visual difference, except maybe higher frame rates and better visuals. But we'll have to see if that's actually the case as games start to roll out with it. Usual space warp artifacts don't look so good, but Oculus does say that this new technology is better. So I've been really into tiny VR headsets lately. Right now I'm working on a few videos with the Arpara 5K, a super small and light headset, and also a video using the Huawei Micro OLED glasses and throwing a Vive tracker on to see just how small I can get a VR headset. Things just keep getting smaller, and I'm down for it. This is a VR glasses prototype from EM3, codenamed the Ether. Weighing less than 35 grams and only 6.8 millimeters thick, the glasses are stated to contain a micro OLED display with a resolution of 2500 by 2500 per eye and have a field of view of 90 degrees. Really not that far for most current big headsets, and the company has already stated that the next iteration will have a wider field of view of 110 degrees. And to get into the nitty-gritty, the more interesting part here is how these things even work. Nearly all headsets use a lens system that you peer through,
Yeah, contact lenses, yeah.
Or really not all that different in principle from normal glasses. But the Ether...
Sorry?
I should get a contact lens.
You should. Yeah. Man, that'd be VR contact lenses would be wild. I can't handle contact lenses though. I'll stick with VR glasses. There's like prototypes we're watching here on the stream of like VR glasses that are like regular glasses, like this thick. And they're VR.
This is a completely different
wild.
technology that allows for this extremely small form factor. Using something called Neo-M, an optic imaging system, small diffractive lenses converge all visible light within a short focal length to a single point, essentially doing the same thing as a typical lens does, but way smaller.
VR
of course, there are
cell.
still problems with diffractive
God.
lenses, and they're definitely not perfect, and this is just a prototype, but we're watching VR get smaller and smaller as VR gets bigger. So I'm about
sticking
to
to
talk
glasses,
about
yeah,
VR
same.
glasses, but as I'm writing this video, I see a new tweet from Andrew Bosworth of Meta using a set of prototype VR glasses with a Quest, with the quote, "Bringing touch and sensation to the metaverse will unlock an even greater sense of presence."
Yeah, that's
but
what's really
achieving
cool.
This
This is
demands
something that's
numerous
really cool.
advances in technology. Gloves are coming. It's not going to be easy, and there are so many things that have to be innovated upon and done right for things to
Yeah,
work
when they have
well,
like
but
that,
this paper
you
that was
can't
literally
like
just
squeeze
posted goes over everything, and it's
because it
remarkably
like
interesting.
bites
Reality
the
Labs
tactile
talks about
response
how
stuff.
important it is to get everything right and in sync. To
Haptic
have a
response,
total
that's the one
system
I'm thinking
between
of.
gloves,
The
headset
Matrix is
hardware,
coming,
and
yep.
software to make any sort of haptic and control system convincing and immersive. Initially, the question was asked by the Reality Labs team, quote, "Can we build a mass-producible, affordable consumer device that lets people experience any tangible interface anywhere?"
you sort of-
we couldn't do it.
with
end
the right
quote.
equipment,
And
you
this
could
is
make it
why they're
feel-
doing
you could
so much
feel the,
research.
like,
They're actually creating
the ball in
entirely
that
new
context,
materials and
like,
ways to let
pulling
people
against
feel
your
and
hand.
interact with any virtual world,
Oopsies.
VR or AR. I think one of the most interesting points here was the paper's take on perception of touch and interaction. The goal isn't necessarily to create a one-to-one exact feeling with physical objects and virtual ones. If, for example, you're holding an orange in VR, it doesn't have to feel exactly like a physical orange.
No.
Instead, if
Just has to have the
software and
tactile.
hardware and visuals all work together as intended in sync, the brain can connect the dots and allow you to feel things in a sort of totally different way. A simple way to put this is it's not that virtual objects don't or can't feel real. It's that virtual reality may just feel different. Right now, Reality Labs is working on electrostimulation, tiny flexible actuators, all sorts of vibration motors, new materials, tiny threads. But of course, it's not consumer ready, and it's probably going to be wild to get anything
Yeah,
from
I
them.
really want
But
to
I'm
try one of
definitely
these.
looking forward to where all of this research leads us. And I'll say it again, gloves are coming and will come. But let's take a step back from prototypes prototypes for a hot minute and talk about the now, and staying on the topic of gloves. If there's one thing
That's
over the past
orange.
few years that I
Yeah,
really
I think
wanted
maybe
to
they
nail
were-
down for VR,
they were holding
even in its
mandarins.
rudimentary form, not as advanced as what Meta is researching, is what I'm trying to say.
Here in
it
New
is
Zealand, we don't
still
typically refer
VR
to as an
gloves.
orange.
Look, controllers are fine, and they have their place for many things. It's still the easiest way to get button input and to accomplish locomotion. However, I don't know about you, but I've always imagined a world where we transition to using gloves for everything in VR. Of course, games would have to be designed around that,
SFW
and no
anime
longer
games
utilize
you play
raw
with,
button
oh my
inputs,
god.
but the increase in immersion would be fantastic, especially if these gloves had any sort of haptics. So far though, I have tested gloves, even built VR gloves, but nothing quite hits that easy to use and easily available point. But I have recently caught wind of a company, Senso, that has a set of pretty decent looking Steam VR compatible gloves that work with just about everything, and like I said, they are Steam VR compatible right out of the box. I don't have any experience with them on hand, and the videos showing the device in testing are pretty terrible, with the gestures all being out of sync with the gameplay, but this is something I definitely want to try and make a video on for sure. And in case you're wondering how menus and buttons are interacted with since you don't have any buttons, everything is all gesture based, using various hand signs to open menus or do things in games or to signal a button press. Plus, there is haptic feedback with 6 vibration motors, so you can feel the games as well. I also found that this company has something called the Senso Suit, which is a Steam VR full body tracked haptic setup for your whole body, so you can have mocap, haptics, gloves, all within the same ecosystem. The only
Yeah,
problem
that's what you
though
need.
is the Senso gloves are not cheap at all. The gloves costing a whopping $1,000 per pair, which better be darn good and better than this video shows if they do cost $1,000, but it's still cool. And I do like how Senso markets that the gloves do work for consumers and their games and applications, as well as for commercial applications. Almost every other glove venture just skips right over anything consumer, so this is really welcomed. Hopefully, as more and more companies get into the glove space in VR, we can eventually drop the controllers, at least for some things. And we're about to talk about the half dive, but now it's time for a meme break. Look at this guy's like 7.
Yeah, it would take a while to get used to VR
It's
gloves,
cool
but
and all, and I have one of these
I do
monitors
think
and
that,
I love
like,
it. But at this
the gloves
point,
are the next step.
it's a
Then the
legitimate
like morph
hobby.
suit, body suit.
fraction of our power.
At that price,
That's
you
the
could
next
just get
step.
a Vario or something, and it'd probably look even better with more screen real estate. But well, back to the news. So let's finally talk about the half dive. I don't think I've ever been sent a topic so many times over the past few months as I have been sent the half dive. I covered it way back when it was first announced, but there's been quite a bit more information on it since, and it's really interesting. If you've never heard of it, this is a headset that, by the creator's words, was directly influenced by Sword Art Online. Well, probably except for the dying part, which
Wow.
is apparent in the name, Half Dive. And it's interesting
Why,
because the
thank you.
device is a completely
I
different take
appreciate
on virtual
this.
reality. Instead of the traditional headset on the
Appreciate
head
the
and moving
compliment.
around, the Half Dive is a nearly completely stationary device by Tokyo-based company DiverX. And some of you automatically would think,
For
why would I
legal
want to
reasons
play
for the
VR
joke, yeah.
laying down? Isn't the point of VR to get up and move around like you're in the game? But I think you're asking
Yeah,
the
those
wrong
are
question.
also
Instead of why would
the,
you
like,
do this, I'd ask why
360
do this
treadmill.
in general and what does it offer? And that's where the half dive gets interesting. VR is completely tied down by keeping devices as small and light as possible, which is good, but there's a lot of technology that could be utilized. It's just too heavy and cumbersome to have on a face. So they decided to make the headset stationary and take your face to the headset. The company calls this a 4.5 degree of freedom headset. Instead of moving your entire body, foot sensors are used to detect small changes in the angle of rotation of the ankle. So you just slightly pedal your feet to walk. Full hand controllers will be used, and they look pretty similar to the Valve Index controllers in most ways, but the real meat of the half dive comes to what they've squeezed into the package that doesn't move. A full surround sound speaker setup, a wind simulator using fans, vibration feedback and haptics, and a wire resistant system so you can grab objects or you can be stopped whenever there are virtual objects. Your arms will just be held back, simulating an actual object being in the space. The lens system and optics are also interesting, using a pretty low resolution of 1600 by 1440 per eye, which is pretty low considering they could have used nearly any displays regardless of weight here, but the field of view is at 134 degrees. The next magic is a
Rorius
varifocal
equals
lens,
Mark.
using a variety of lenses and lens types
Oh my
to make
God.
the image as clear as possible, which may make up entirely for the lower resolution. And I guess one good thing about the lower res is it makes powering the half dive out of a computer a little easier. This will go live on Kickstarter just next month, and warning, it's not cheap, starting at $700 for the base version without the varifocal lenses, and ranging all the way up to $4,000 for the fully
think
kitted
the-
bundle with those varifocals.
the
I don't
editing
know,
graphics
seems
were a
really
little
cool.
messed up
Maybe
by
if I
then.
get like, I don't know, a lot of engagement here, I'd be interested in picking one up if there is interest. So let me know, I guess. And this is a pretty decent chunk of change, but I see where they're going
Tricky
for it,
simulator
and I
with
think
the
it's
like
cool.
smell.
And this might seem weird to some people if you're completely out
simulation.
of the know of VR chat or social VR culture, but I actually have slept in VR quite a bit, and I still do relatively consistently. So maybe having a headset that does that really well isn't such a bad idea, because I know I'm not the only one. And DiverX says something pretty awesome here. They're utilizing the sleep position to, quote, enable human activity in its lowest energy state, end quote. The Vive Focus 3 just got a pretty big update over the air, bringing co-locomotion, larger play spaces, and most interestingly, Wi-Fi 6E support, which it had all along. HTC just didn't mention it for certification reasons. So along with this, supported play spaces have been expanded to more than 30 meters. You can have a co-play space
damn.
where other people can see Focus 3 users in the same space as you, which would be useful for joint in-person VR things like arcades or work. And Wi-Fi 6E is now supported, bringing all of the insane benefits of 6E. Linus has a great video on what Wi-Fi 6E does if you don't know what it brings, and it's actually pretty game-changing, especially for VR stuff. 6E full support isn't quite coming yet, as it has to go through the slow
damn.
rollout from regulators from other countries, but it was
I still only have a
pleasant
Vive,
surprise
and
to get
that's it.
support or even announce support for it at all. Also, I actually have a Focus 3, and maybe I'll make a full video on it and review it if you'd like. Just let me know again. And now it's time for question of the week from Sean. Question related to the Nreal, which are AR glasses. Is the FOV really usable? It seems like it would really limit the experience as things cut off mid-vision, which would also limit the applications you can use these for. And yeah, the FOV is pretty limited, and it's more annoying than anything. Anything within the FOV is awesome, but having your augmented reality be cut off into a square in front of you is really weird. I do find it usable still, I just have to work around that, and it still wows a lot of people every time I put the glasses on. But FOV is the biggest improvement I'm looking for in glasses in the future. And that's question of the week. Make sure you leave your own below, I may just answer yours next. And I just did a whole new Discord server revamp, so
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. There's some cool news about VR stuff. Some cool developments in VR space. All right. What do we got here? Mark Ronson featuring Bruno Mars. Uptown Funk? Wait. Just we gotta check. Music? No. It's Uptown Funk parody. I just saw Jack's films in the thumbnail for it.
This song is lazy, it just rips off the 80s. Back when a funk music was made by huge cocaine addicts. Every nostril has someone knows candy in it, and everyone got up to use the bathroom every 10 minutes. I'm too high,
Breaking Bad
just
isn't doing
that guy looks like
real
Michael
classics.
Jackson. I'm 5'5", that's short.
That's not a man, that's a lesbian.
Who's that guy?
Some dork.
I wrote this song, I'm Mark Ronson. This looks like New York, but it's just a cheap one. Movie said, girls walking by ignore us. Walk by and just ignore us. This song is no chorus. True. It's just me and these focus clipping, looking into the camera clipping. Something cool is about to happen. We're gonna dance with the cameraman. Spins the camera around. Spin it.
This is actually I think this is what you would refer to as a true parody, where it's a piece that's actually making fun of or critiquing the original song.
Hey, don't ever melt down. Please let me hang around. Okay, fine, just stop. Come walk with me. Just don't dance, Ronson, you're too shitty. Bruno, please sign this check to buy a car. That's a wrap. Which will dance round in the street without getting in it. Can I please dance with you guys now? No more crossing, you keep sitting. I'm too hot, you're wet. The sweat's turning my pink jacket red. Could you stop dancing? shoes, you coquette. Now we've got up top, old lady hair rollers on our head. We look like grandmas, and my damn nose is bloody from the blow. I was on a computer, and I read a strange rumor. You're Michael Jackson Jr. So is it true? Was he a father? That would be an amazing honor. That can't be their different colors. Back from the dead to clear up the shit. But for scrub your own dick and dance. One more time, grab your dick.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, people often mix up what a parody actually is. For copyright reasons, a parody has to be critiquing the original piece or making fun of the original piece in some way.
No, not you. Him, Mark Ronson. Yes, that means I'm black. I can dance. In your face, guys.
Yo,
Wow.
guys, thanks for watching my.
I've never seen that before. The first I've seen some of old Jack's film stuff. I didn't know he was part of this. Mild homosexuality there, Michael. Yeah. Strangely vibe into this. Yeah, it's good, it's good. Alright. More Half-Life. Enjoy. Half-Life Part 1. What is this?
Good morning, Mr. Freeman. Looks like you're running late.
Oh god. What mods are these? You watched these when you were like 12. Right.
Later.
Everything about that screen was like 2011, 2014. Well, it was made in 2015, supposedly. That fucking...
After you.
Like... That's the wrong number. Oh my god. Wait, does this really not have any claims? Oh, it does have claims. No!
Alright, Barney. Your turn.
It was refusing to say. Oh dear. Literally has a sensor over it.
Got a message for you.
Okay, I gotta keep an eye out for syrup and that song.
Dr. Freeman, please report to Dr. Boomer for a hot ass inspection.
Big day today, Freeman.
What are these edits? Oh my god.
Gordon?
Feed my coins, Mr. Freeman.
I still have yet to watch the
Do you know who ate all the donuts?
Half-Life, but the AI is sentient. Are you playing Dying Light 2? I haven't played the original. I haven't played Dying Light 1 yet. Wow, the bomb didn't even need to go off for him to be dead.
Get away
Wow.
from the door, nigga. Nigga.
Well.
My God, what are you doing?
Oh, that's the song. That's one of the songs. I gotta skip past it. Okay.
Sorry, Mr. Freeman. I got explicit orders not to let you through without your hazard suit on.
12 seconds later.
Go right on through, sir.
Oh my god.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
No, there's another, the next one that's also copyright.
Unification, boys.
They play wrong.
There we go.
Damn, it feels
Oh my
good
god.
to be a
Are you
gangster.
thinking what I'm thinking?
Gangsta ass nigga. Never runs his fucking
No,
podcast.
stop it with the music.
Ah, Gordon.
What's happening? I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay? I'm also gonna need you to go ahead and
The
come
Office
in
Spaces reference.
on Sunday, too.
Fuck him! He dead!
It's about to go critical. This is a rare opportunity for us. This is the purest sample we've seen yet.
You remember that shit I gave you last week, nigga? It's nothing, nigga. It's nothing. This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here, nigga. Right here. This shit, nigga. This shit here, nigga.
Oh no. Please, don't kill me.
You got a problem with that, nigga?
What is he doing in there?
Help! Someone let us out of here!
Get him out of there.
Rescued at last, thank God.
Ben Jerry's cookie dough is delicious.
At least
I love cookie dough ice cream.
Shutting down. Attempting shutdown.
Oh man. Oh God. 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 Interior crocodile alligator.
Yeah.
It's time for your
One of the mods, please, please get rid of the bot. Well, that was quite something. Real or fake? Cat can also smile. Oh. Aww. It's the slightest smile. Oh, right, I forgot. I'm supposed to do this. Claim the free reward. And whichever... Okay, it's a silver. So it's just whatever I think is the best submission. Nice. Thank you, Maddie. I know. It's like either one of those apps, those like phone apps, or it's just straight CG. Cross-posted by Digits. How is this possible? So in the past few days, tweaking the lighting on my Godot Engine 3.4.2 realism study. Oh, damn. Damn. Yeah. Shit. Because we were talking about Godot, and I wasn't sure what Godot was capable of. But that was, damn, that was good. Undertale soundtrack reel. Yeah. Still adorable, exactly. Mr. Bean in Cyberpunk 2077. What the heck? Once again, I'll just quickly check for... Okay, now we're good. Oh my god.
Hey, you looking for some company tonight?
Where's your cute little ass rushing off to?
Papers.
You look like a cut of momentum, are
His face, yeah.
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
Is this pain? Are you fucking punk?
There's like, it's way too much, like way too many moments that are just like too perfect. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. Wobble chess. Okay.
Okay.
How does this differ from regular chess? Other than that they wobble.
So I'm here with Chess Weave, also known as Danish Boros.
Ooh, Eric.
And we have...
It's like adjusting the pieces
doesn't really
no, it makes everything much worse.
In the live chat. Link filter by putting spaces
Okay.
between the characters and the like.
We're gonna play a
Right.
3-minute blitz game on the wobbly chessboard.
Amazing the Godot thing. Yeah, yeah.
Hopefully
Demo
no one gets hurt.
Bill, if anyone
Good
tests
luck.
with it. Nice.
It's on my
White moves first,
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
Okay.
Good luck. I love how. Oh no, my queen.
So online, half the time people pre-move e6.
I remember Ray Robson tricking a grandmaster with this.
He's known. This is where I learned it from.
Oh, it's from him. Okay. Oh man, you're going for more.
Trying to be aggressive.
I don't know if you're aggressive or tricky.
Okay. Crab is trying to bite.
Crab. Oh. I gotta take on. Oh no. Alright. Attack.
Retreat.
Retreat. Always retreat. These. Oh, they spin here too.
They spin, but don't distract me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Wow, taking it so seriously.
Oh no, my pawn. Okay, let's castle.
Oh, alright. Let's
I never learned
pawns.
those like fancy rules.
It's a fancy move.
No, I like being fancy. Solid. Solid.
The like I'm passe or what? Like, no, that's
the
that one
pieces
with
have
the.
stopped wobbling.
That's the one with the like.
Oh no!
Maybe more wobbling.
The was the thing where you swap the rook and the king.
Let's wobble them. Okay. Oh, whoa. Spazzing out. It is spazzing out. Oh no, my. Oh no.
Your pawn.
Even worse, oh no, my pieces. Let's check. Go back or something.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh no.
Oh, welcome back to
I can't
Yellow.
move. Okay.
The sponsor at the moment is LaCroix. But I should make sure people know, no, technically no sponsor.
Oh, you've got another one.
I'm just drinking
two
LaCroix.
knights.
You've got
They have
two
not
knights.
sponsored
One
me.
is more useful than the other. Actually, both are very useful.
Pretty useful. They're a bit funky.
Bishops are useful.
Alright, let's go here. Man, I didn't know sadism was rampant over here. Let's go here. There's a little... Oh no, my pieces. I can't move. They can't move.
All my pieces have a purpose now.
Yeah. Oh, time. Time is...
That's the,
Oh,
that's the move I
Essence.
thought would be the... That just that one moment I'm like, oh, I would move my queen there.
Oh, you want it actually. Okay. Well, if you want it, you may get it.
Oh no, you're a queen.
Oh no, my queen.
Okay, let's have some fun.
Okay, well, gifts. Wasn't a gift.
Gifts are given and received.
I thought, man.
So many things hanging. What is
Yeah.
this?
I'm a good guest.
Thanks,
I take whatever you give me.
It's depressing.
What is this position?
It's crazy town.
Take your bishop.
I feel like it's gonna be something not good at chess. I'm also terrible at chess.
Okay, well, I take here. I guess.
Take his knight.
Rook. You go here. Alright, got a castle.
Wow.
I would have wanted to take his knight with the rook.
Oh, you want something dastard. I can tell you want something dastardly.
I just wanna not get hurt.
Oh, I know what you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's go back.
Probably the good move.
Time.
I knew something's cooking. Oh my, no, my time as well. No, my Okay, let's go here. Oh.
Oh my, yeah, the time is so low now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the move I was waiting for.
Oh no, oh no.
Where's that? Ah, flag.
Ah, flag. GG's.
Oh.
Wow. Damn. Well done. I was gonna say that mode where you're timed as well. That's just rude. Rorius has now been sponsored in an alternate timeline. I wish. Yeah. I wish an alternate timeline me would do something which would affect me. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Multisystem, you saying, give me a little pose, I want to draw you. There you go. A little pose. I don't find chess boring. I find it fascinating. People who are good at it, it's fascinating to me. I'm terrible at it. I think you find there's actually a lot of people who love chess. But I'm not a lover of chess, but I find it fascinating. Your car's extended warranty horror short.
Hello?
We've been trying to reach you concerning your car's extended warranty.
What's the time? 9:40.
We've been trying to reach you concerning your car's extended. We've been trying to reach you.
Yeah, I know. My car's extended warranty.
Hello?
Hello?
We've been trying to reach you concerning your car.
We're trying to reach you concerning your car's extended warranty. You should have received something in the mail about your car's extended warranty. Yeah, I know.
Is this that same guy who did the like pizza
Please stop calling me, okay? I don't care
ARG
about my
thingy?
car's extended warranty.
Something in the mail about your car's extended warranty.
This is stupid.
Since we've not gotten a response, we're giving you a final courtesy call before we close out your file. Press 2 to be removed. Placed on our do not call list. To speak to someone about possibly extending or reinstating your vehicle's warranty, press 1 to speak with a warranty specialist. This is your final notice before your car's extended warranty will.
I can barely predict what's gonna happen in chess, and then something else happens exactly.
Sir, are you okay?
What?
You've been in an accident. Does your car have an extended warranty?
What the fuck?
Brilliant. Yeah, that's just it, Nathan. I'm like, when I watch chess, when I watch people, like, good people play chess, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is the move I would make in that situation. And then they make a move completely different from that, and it's like 1,000 times better move. And I'm just like, okay, I suck. I have no idea. TF2 Spy Crabs, Investigating Hand, IRL. I've seen the original video of this. I love the original video of this. I'm going to assume that it's going to have all the sounds replaced.
Gentlemen, cheers. What the hell is that? My hand, my hand. But of course. Too easy. What did I miss? It's perfect. My hand. Success. After you. Very nice. My hand. Well done, us. Are you ready? With my apologies. I did all I could. Top shelf. Oh, no.
I love that little, like,
all in a
escape.
day's work. Very nice. Gentlemen, I'm back. Marvelous.
Crap.
My hand.
I want to watch the original one now.
Very nice.
I love the one that has like the fear.
Very nice.
Hand. Fear.
Gentlemen, I'll give it a good home. We earned this. Another day. Another
What's fascinating is
stab wound.
I'm assuming it's like I seem to recall reading about that or hearing about that. It's to do with those crabs there. Those like crustacean-y crab things. They're like bottom feeder type things, as you'd expect. But the reason that they're not afraid is that they've never seen, or they never usually see something like a human down there. And so I have a French version. I was gonna say I'd like to see the original, but wait, what would the original Crab's Investigating Hand maybe? I want to see the original one. Yeah, this one. It's this one.
Crab.
Scare.
Crab.
Scare. Hand. Scare. I love it.
Food. Frighten, please.
Frighten. Yeah, they like never see that in the wild. So they like are curious. Yeah, I thought so. That's copyright. This original video is copyrighted. I fucking knew it. The origins of Von No. Oh, the bot. We're gonna learn about the bot. Okay. Yeah. Oh no. Okay. Didn't even realize there was a link. Along with ONG, yeah. The creepy music suits this topic. My brain at 3 a.m. I see. I know how to block them. So yeah, it's just one of many scam tactics. The Snowflake Mystery.
Now I'm going to turn on 2,000 volts.
Why,
What?
This is the first step in creating snowflakes in the lab.
This is totally wild. What?
Crazy, huh? The tips of those needles are like 100 nanometers in diameter.
That is so wild.
Dr. Ken Liebrecht is the snowflake guy.
I was the snowflake consultant for the movie Frozen. It's okay to pound your snowflakes out of your fingertips, but they have to be real snowflakes or people aren't buying it.
Wow.
The U.S. Post Office made snowflake stamps using my pictures. It's not the kind of thing you normally think of when you start doing physics, that you'd be on a postage stamp.
You've written the book on snowflakes, literally.
So I had like 2 successful books in a row, so we just kept making books.
Your favorite
Until
websites?
Finally, they sold 0 copies, and then we stopped.
So you're kind of like a snowflake artist.
I call it a designer snowflake. Because yes, I am designing this on the fly. I don't have a computer that does all this for me. I just do it by hand. So everyone's a little different.
Ken knows so much about snowflakes, he can design and construct them to his own specifications.
So what's happening now is it's growing and doing its thing. It's at minus 13 Celsius now, but I want to make some branches. I'll just turn this down to minus 15. And then I'm going to increase the humidity a little bit, the supersaturation, and you'll start to see branches come out there.
So you changing those conditions just caused the plate to kind of stop and become really...
I changed the growth conditions to prefer branches. This little thing right there, that little nub, that's the only thing that touches the sapphire substrate. The rest of this is all growing above. This increases the airflow. Those are droplets forming, and now I'm really kicking it in gear. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that humidity down to 0, so the droplets are starting to recede. And this will stop growing and kind of start to facet a little bit. Say, I want branches again. And now I'm going to really hammer on it.
So you're giving it a lot of moisture.
A lot of moisture now. But you'll see side branches. You really start to feel you understand what's going on when you can say, now I'm going to do this. And then it happens. It's fun. I can predict the future. I like to think they're better.
Damn, that's fascinating.
And the reason is that the facets are just sharp. All the edges on these things are just sharp and crisp. Whereas in the sky, they have to fall. And by the time they fall and you pick them up and
just
put them under a microscope, they started to evaporate a little. Boy, these are just bang, just crisp.
Animated in real time.
The first close-up
yeah, I mean,
photograph of a
he's
snowflake
literally
in the
generating a
wild
snowflake.
was taken in 1885 by American meteorologist Wilson A. Bentley. It was Bentley who originated the idea that no 2 snowflakes are alike. And he would know. Over the course of his life, he took more than 5,000 photos of snowflakes, a selection of which appear in his book Snow Crystals, which is still in print today. But most snowflakes don't look like the ones Bentley photographed, because he selected only those in pristine condition, with uncommon beauty and symmetry.
I mean, when you're looking for snowflakes, I'll take a big piece of cardboard, and you just glance at it. Crap, nothing. Brush them aside, more. No. Each brush is 1,000 snowflakes. They're hard to find. You can't, they're 1 in a million. I mean, literally.
We are also used to seeing pictures like this, that we are blind to the mysteries of the snowflake.
Regular snowflakes.
Why do they all have 6-fold radial symmetry? Why are they so
regular
intricate
snowflakes
and yet
are just like
so different from each
bits,
other? How do opposite
special.
arms of a snowflake mirror each other so perfectly? I mean, how does one side of the snowflake know
just the perfect
what the other side
conditions.
is doing? And why are snowflakes flat? They're usually millimeters in diameter, but micrometers thick. The edges of a plate can be as narrow as razor blades. But the mystery goes even deeper. Everyone pictures snowflakes like this, but the truth is they take all sorts of different forms. Like
Because
this,
it's fascinating.
a hollow column.
Yeah.
That is a snowflake?
That is a snowflake.
There are also needles, cups, and bullets.
This is like my favorite kind of snowflake, is a capped column. It started out growing as a column, but then the temperature changed and then you've got plates growing on either end.
Mm.
It's just a cacophony of different shapes. All of these appear spontaneously. There's no DNA or any kind of blueprint for what's going on. It's just water vapor freezing into ice, and all this happens.
So you've identified 35 different types of snowflakes.
Yes, there's no really one way to define a type of snowflake. The first chart of snowflakes is like 41, I think, and then it got bigger and 60 or 70. And the latest one by some Japanese physicists, I think, had 108 different types of snowflakes. And I found 108 was too many.
How does simple ice create so many distinct forms? All snowflakes form in much the same way. Water evaporates into water vapor, individual molecules bouncing around in the atmosphere. And as this vapor rises, it cools and becomes supersaturated, meaning there are more water molecules in the air than there would be in equilibrium at this temperature. Water molecules condense onto dust particles to form tiny droplets. And although the temperature may be below freezing, the droplets don't immediately freeze. But at some point, one droplet will freeze. Inside, the water molecules lock into place, forming a hexagonal crystal. This structure results from the peculiarities of water molecules. Oxygen atoms attract electrons more than hydrogen, and since the molecule has a bent shape, it's polar, with oxygen being slightly negative and the hydrogens slightly positive. Since unlike charges attract, hydrogen from one molecule will sit next to an oxygen from another molecule, forming a so-called hydrogen bond. And this is what creates the hexagonal molecular lattice.
I've never
But
actually
how
really
does this
understood it.
microscopic
That's
lattice
fascinating.
grow into a hexagonal crystal that we can see?
So you start with a chunk of ice, and these little guys are meant to be water molecules. And what happens is there are these flat surfaces, which are the facet surfaces, and at a molecular scale, they're very smooth and flat. And so when a molecule hits, a water vapor molecule hits that smooth and flat surface, it tends to bounce off. Whereas here, it's rough. There are a lot of dangling molecular bonds over here. That's a rough surface. And so when these molecules hit, they tend to stick. It's a statistical thing, of course, but the probabilities are high that they stick here and low that they stick here. So if you take any shape and you just let it grow for a little while, the rough areas fill in and the flat areas don't grow very fast, and you end up with a faceted shape.
And that's how we get from the quantum mechanics that governs a water molecule to a
Wait, it says you
hexagonal
people watching
prism of
class.
ice.
Oh, wait,
This
we
prism
are
has two
we are
basal
smart,
facets and
sciencey
6
people
prism
here, aren't we?
facets, which is important. If the basal facets grow fast, you get a column. If the prism facets grow faster, you get a flat snowflake. Once there is a seed crystal, nearby water droplets evaporate and deposit water molecules onto the growing
Yeah, 1st
snowflake.
December.
Since the
2021.
corners of the hexagonal prism stick out farther into humid air, they grow faster. And now they extend even farther, so they grow even faster in a positive feedback loop. This gives rise to 6 radial branches. At the corners of these branches, additional branches can form for the same reason.
What do you mean
Around
you hate science?
100,000
Science
droplets
is
are
the
required
best.
to make a single snowflake, and the process usually takes 30 to 45 minutes. In the 1930s, Ukehiro Nakaya was systematically studying snowflakes at the University of Hokkaido in Japan. He discovered that the different types of snowflakes don't all occur under the same conditions. Instead, 2 factors, the temperature and level of supersaturation, determine what type of snowflake grows. His findings are summarized in the Nakaya diagram, but it's not a simple pattern. Around -2 Celsius, you get plates. At -5 Celsius, columns and needles form. At -15 Celsius, it's plates again. And then below -20, you get columns and plates. The Nakaya diagram allows us to understand a rough history of any snowflake.
Does each snowflake, in essence, reveal its history through its shape?
Wait, you forgot about
Yeah, absolutely,
snowflakes?
to some degree. You can definitely look at a snowflake and say, yeah, I know what conditions that crystal grew under, more or less. Typical weather patterns, fronts, cold front. That produces a lot of capped columns because as the cloud moves up, it starts to get colder and initially start to freeze at around -6, -10. That makes columns. And as it gets colder, then it makes branches and plates, and so you get capped columns.
This also explains why snowflakes are so intricate. The temperature and humidity at each moment of growth determines the structures formed in that
So
moment.
basically, in the real world,
the
it's
symmetry
constantly
you see
changing.
is not
so
because one side somehow knows what the other side is doing, but because both sides of a single snowflake grow in the exact same conditions.
When the crystal changes its position, the temperature will change, say, and in all 6 branches, we'll see the same temperature change. And so they'll all respond the same way.
Different snowflakes, on the other hand, each take a unique path, and therefore they experience a unique set of conditions, which is why no two snowflakes are alike.
in high school,
But in the lab,
I took,
you can carefully
in my
control
last
the
few
conditions.
years, in my year 12
So
and 13, which is
theoretically,
my
it should
final
be
years,
possible to create
we were allowed
almost
to have
identical
5
snowflakes.
subjects.
And indeed,
I took English,
Ken
maths, physics,
What's in
chemistry, and biology.
Hook your flashlight in and you'll see.
So I'm a science guy.
I'm imagining these are seed crystals of a sort?
Those are little sparkly snow crystals.
Yeah.
And then this is another little chamber, just a cold plate. And there's a little sapphire disc in there. And then I'm going to push this thing, my sapphire, all the way in here. And the crystals will waft onto it and hopefully stay there. The idea popped in. It's like, oh, if I grow 2 next to one another, they'll be kind of identical. And I call them identical twin snowflakes because they're like identical twin people. They're not exactly the same, but clearly more alike than you would ever expect.
Yeah. And I went to university, studied computer science. I have a bachelor's
Is it
degree
really
in
true that
science.
no 2 snowflakes are alike? Yeah, it's just a silly question. It's silly because no 2 trees are alike, no 2 grains of sand are alike, no 2 anything are alike. Anything.
I think we've seen enough. We've seen enough of this. But yeah, I am the science guy. Oh, damn. Using glitches, tricks to fly in Goose Game. They actually went ahead and posted it. So someone was requesting that I react to this video. It's here. I'm reacting to it. Whoever it was. I forget who it was. Let's turn this back off.
Alright, first we want to sneak up on the lady with the knife. We don't want the lady to catch us, so she'll take the knife from us. Give us your money. Oh boy! First thing you want to do is blind honk the mouse wheel.
Oh, yes.
Another cool trick
I
is
might
if you
have seen
spam
this
shift
already.
really fast. It lets you run at sprint speed without having any turning penalty. Just come over here, ring the bell. Get this can over here. Now, the can happens to be the most important item in the whole game.
Because you can glitch
So,
out.
just
Yeah.
Item hop over this fence here. You can use the can to pretty much climb any wall in the game. Hell, man. Alright, so there's an invisible wall around that pub area, so just use the can to fly up to this fence joiner here. You want to pick this exact one here because the geometry is a little bit glitched, so just twist around counterclockwise and push through the barrier. Just grab this harmonica here, we're going to need that later.
I loved that bit.
Alright, now that we've got the flower, we can use it to trick up the invisible wall here. I'm just going to check how far the wall extends around.
Freshman year of high school, biology was in my class schedule, but it changed to include directed studies, thus adding a 7th period to my class
Give me
schedule.
all.
Oh.
Alright, so she's brought a couple of friends this time, so you can use the can to get over pretty much any fence that's not got an invisible wall. I'm using it to get into the garden here without opening the gate. You can pretty much stun lock the farmer here just by spamming the use key. Just squawk at the farmer. You can use the time that he's distracted to get the spade. So spade and a lot of other items about this size are pretty good for climbing walls. This one's got an invisible wall over it, but use the farmer's head to grab the hammer off the wall. Now that we have the hammer, the one spot we can hide the hammer where you can't find it is in the garden here. So you want to just wiggle it left and right here till it gets over the lip. Alright, now we're pretty much free to annoy the farmer as much as we want. So I like to just hover around him and with the can and steal his car keys. Alright, I've hidden his car keys and he can't open the fence. So this pretty much lets us do anything we want to him now. One interesting thing about the fountain here is it's got like this weird particle system pattern. So if you spam it fast enough, you can see the first 2 particles. You can get this shovel stuck in the fence here if you get the farmer to grab it off you. When he lets go, it gets stuck in the fence. Try to pull the handle through. I left the can in there, so I'm gonna get the farmer to just get the farmer to pull you over the fence.
I love this game.
Turns out the farmer's pretty bigoted. He's putting up some anti-duck propaganda or something. So grab the spade, just do a prop fly up this wall here, get in a position behind him, climb up his back, honk so he hits his thumb, knock his hat off, knock the sign over, knock this rake over as well, steal his hat. Just make sure you go back for the can. We're gonna need it later. This kid's got a little toy plane over here. Give me that. Steal his glasses so he can't come after you. Use the plane to do a prop fly away from him so that he can't grab you. He doesn't want the plane anyway. He's too old to be playing with planes. Oh, he wants it.
Oh, this game's so good. If you're not familiar with this game, it's called Untitled Goose Game.
Trash can here. So first you want to take the lid off. Grab the bin handle and do a collision boosted leverage prop pull to make the bin flip over your head. You can use a rotated collision bump to get your head to go through the wall here. It basically collides more with the bin wall so that you get more flips out of the physics. Once you get into a position, you can walk into the bin and flip it up. Drop the can into the trash can and it doesn't actually give you anything. I was leading you on the whole time. This is the walkie-talkie. It's one of the more powerful items in the game. Basically, you want to get all 3 of them in the garage, and once they're all in there, you can run over to the ring here and just close the door and trap them in there forever. Now that they're trapped in the garage, basically you can pretty much spam a bunch of propaganda at them. It's a pretty good technique. We're almost at the end of the game here, so you want to come to this tower and get this plaster off here. Grab this plank here. You pretty much got to destroy the tower to get to it, but once you have the plank, you can just pretty much fly away from this miniature city here. It flies pretty much as well as the can. It's not as good. I'm going to show you a trick with this bell. So in the end section, when you're running past all these people here, make sure you don't get caught by these 2 guys. You can use the prop fly up this invisible wall on the bridge to get away from them. They can't really catch you once you're flying up on the ledges here. So just keep doing a pixel walk at the top of the invisible walls until you go past the well. You want to hit the south invisible wall. Once you've hit that wall, you can go a bit left to the park bench. Hit this corner here. There's a little bit of a odd geometry. You can glitch up the sides of the corner here until you exit the world. So now we're on top of the world. We're on the ceiling of the map essentially. So we're up in this big green void at this point. You have to be careful up here because you can lose your way. Just ring your bell for the void and the notification bell, and you should use an auto clicker to spam the bell as well. We want to be running towards the start of the game to... It's pretty easy to get lost up here. Once you get back to the ceiling, you want to look for this crack in the geometry to fit the bell. God damn it. If you drop the bell, it pretty much breaks the game, so...
Yeah, I definitely think I've seen it before, but it's so good. Such a good clip. The goose is like grabbing it over and over again. It's just fucking floating. It's so funny. I had to get home early because I would get exhausted if I had 7 classes, so my parents contacted the school. So I had to change my schedule to only 6. Right. And that situation happened during the first few weeks of high school. I've gotten used to my new class schedule since it changed during the first semester. Ah, yeah. You've always wanted to play it? Oh, yeah. We played it on the channel a while back. I think I streamed it. Yeah. I think Jonas was pointing out I streamed it. Me drawing not paying attention. So now we're on top of the world. You're like, yeah. All right. Half-Life 2 physics glitch. Breaking a scripted sequence in Half-Life 2 Episode 2 by abusing the source engine's physics. Oh.
I should have known when he rescued her it was for his own damn reasons. Gordon, there's so much I need to tell you. Between us, we may finally have a chance of,
Here you go. Is everything all right?
There's nothing, honey.
All right, people, change of plans. There is no way we can launch before those Striders are...
Yeah. This is broken now. Ooga, ooga. Yeah, I've seen stuff like this happen before where it's, you know, if you kill an NPC somehow, yeah, in any sort of scenario, it always just breaks the sequence because the NPC can no longer fulfill his or her lines, which means that then the other characters can't finish their lines, and so it's just hard locks. Half-Life 3, or Half-Life 2 Apartments, Unigine 2? So this is just like a hyperrealism engine. Sounds like Russian being played over the Overwatch speakers. You want a PC so bad? Yeah. I remember before I got a PC, I was so... You know, before we got a computer that could run things. I was so desperate to get one. Since when the chat I have easy solution. Invest in NFTs, oh my god. Jonas. No NFT chat. No selling NFTs in my chat, in my stream chat. Oh my god, I keep hitting this I have a pop filter on the mic now. I keep hitting the pop filter. I never used to hit the mic, but I keep hitting the pop filter. Yeah, fascinating. So that's, yeah, the Unigine 2. An interesting engine. Skin. Why is it so hard to do CGI skin? Because skin is really strange.
Recreating a human using CGI has always been a complicated task, as the human body is something we all know intimately. We know exactly how it moves, looks, reacts, and any slight variation we see is instantly recognizable and therefore breaks the illusion. The process of recreating human skin has come a long way, since the 1992 film Death Becomes Her produced the first software to recreate human skin, and the 1999 film Fight Club produced the first photorealistic close-up rendering of a human face, and then continued to to evolve, with Brad Pitt in Benjamin Button in 2008, Jeff Bridges in the 2010 film Tron Legacy, Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 2015 film Terminator Genisys, and Peter Cushing in the 2016 film Rogue One. But even though the VFX industry has been perfecting 3D scans, motion capture, rigging, and animation, it has never quite managed to get a CG human to look 100% real. This is until Weta Digital and the 2019 film Alita: Battle Angel. The main reason CG humans have failed to fool us in the past is that human skin is an incredibly difficult thing to replicate. Human skin is highly detailed, complex, and ever-changing, and this is what has made it impossible to digitally reproduce convincingly. It isn't just a protective external layer on our bodies like the paint on your car. It's our body's largest organ. It moves when the muscles or fat beneath it move, but it also moves of its own accord to adjust to temperature changes. It has different thicknesses and textures depending on its location on your body and exposure to the elements. It doesn't just have one color, but a combination of different tones that depends not only upon your natural tone, but exposure to the sun and even your mood. In Alita: Battle Angel, Weta Digital studied what makes our skin look and act like it does, and they managed to break it down into 4 categories: displacements, dynamic changes, subsurface light, and albedo.
Subsurface scattering, subsurface light is one of the big ones.
Our faces, like any part of our bodies, aren't two-dimensional. They have depressions and elevations that are affected by light differently, and therefore alter our skin tone in that area. From a distance, you can see that the chin, nose, and cheekbones are elevated, and the eye sockets and areas around the nostrils and lower cheeks are depressions. Move in closer, and you'll notice that we have wrinkles that have their own depressions and elevations. Go even closer, and you'll see our pores, which are also depressions. The center of a pore having a darker tone, and all of them having different sizes and orientations. The orientation of the pores is vital for accuracy, simulating the flow lines of our face. Instead of painting pores on the face algorithmically, which would have given a more copy and paste look, Weta used an AI programming tool that they have evolved from Massive, the crowd agent simulation tool they developed for The Lord of the Rings. This tool, as do many of Weta's proprietary tools, uses deep learning, which is basically a database full of training data. The tool then uses what it has learned from its training data to paint pores of the correct size and orientation that flow properly over the face. Dynamic changes are changes our skin undergoes when we use the muscles underneath it. These changes cause our forehead to wrinkle, lips to pout, cheeks to rise, and mouth to open, creating depressions and elevations on which light acts differently, and therefore the skin tone changes in that area. In order to accurately capture these dynamic changes, Weta used 2 cameras on actress Rosa Salazar's HMC, or helmet cam unit. Not only did this enable them to capture Salazar's performance, but also depth information of what was physically happening to her face as she performed. Weta used a facial action coding system, or FACS. FACS is basically a set of different facial movements required to express any emotion. For example, a number 16 is a lower lip depressor, a number 15 is a lip corner depressor, and a number 9 is a nose wrinkler. The 3 combined will emote disgust. If you just try lowering your lip and wrinkling your nose, you'll now have to comment below and subscribe to our channel. However, FACS only really gave Weta information on how muscles respond in the extreme. It didn't give them the subtle muscle movement used in speech, or the micro expressions that change with our mood or how tired we are. Weta's pipeline also uses deep learning, so in addition to all the fax poses they recorded with Salazar, they wanted additional data to add to the training data. They had Salazar deliver a set of dialogue called the Harvard line set. These Harvard sentences are designed for use in VoIP, cellular, and other telecommunication systems to cover the full range of phonetical arrangements in dialogue. And since the Harvard lines were designed to cover every phoneme in the English language, they can also be used to capture the full range of facial movements required to say them.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
As we
this
mentioned
one's the one that
before, our skin
really
isn't like
changed the
paint on our
game.
car. It's not uniform. Some areas are thicker than others, some are tougher, some areas are greasier, and others have more hair, and the light that hits these areas responds differently. Light doesn't just bounce off objects. A certain amount of light actually penetrates them and then bounces around inside it. If you shine a light or a laser at an object, you will notice that it bounces off, but you can also see a certain amount of spill around the point where the light impacts.
Yeah,
This is called
talking to CGI,
subsurface
yeah,
scattering,
yeah.
and it's
Because I think
different
he's
for
passed
almost
away, the
every
actor.
object. Recreating this subsurface scattering by simulating each individual photon would be virtually impossible. You could use an algorithm if the amount of scattering was consistent, but as we mentioned before, human skin is not at all uniform. Once again, deep learning came into play. Skin tones are made up of melanin. Lighter tones have less melanin and darker tones have more, so they found a correlation between different melanin levels and the amount of subsurface scatter and added that to their deep learning training data. Weta then used deep learning with a proprietary tool that they have for simulating subsurface scattering, a tool that has evolved from the one they pioneered with Gollum in The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. By assigning each area a certain melanin value, the tool could then determine the amount of subsurface scatter to apply in each area in relation to its value.
Low-key annoyed in humanity. Well, holograms are an incredibly complicated
Albedo is the
thing to
term they
achieve.
use for the map of the tones
We have
for your
holograms,
skin. Imagine your face
but
with a neutral expression
they
at a
are not
comfortable
like the
room
holograms you
temperature and
want
with
to
no bright
exist.
lights or shadows cast on it. It wouldn't all just be one color. Your forehead may be paler, your cheeks
Yeah, full
redder. This is your
full
neutral
3D
albedo,
holograms are
or
an
tonal mark.
incredibly
It's individual
complicated
to
thing
each
to
person,
achieve.
and it's not a consistent.
Because
When we
it-
get
it-
angry, extra blood flows to our
It
forehead
doesn't make
and cheeks,
scientific
making
sense.
these zones redder. When we are happy, the blood flows to different areas, changing our facial tonal map depending on our mood. In Alita Battle Angel, Weta studied the actress Rosa Salazar's face and created facial tonal maps for when she was in a neutral state and for when she was angry, happy, or sad. From this, they then created a blood flow map so that when her emotion
my
changed in the performance, the shader could adjust her skin tone.
I
in
never saw
accordance
Alita
to the
Battle
change
Angel.
in blood flow. Weta combined all this knowledge and all these techniques to create the best example of CG human skin to date. But it's still not perfect, and oddly enough, this is the main reason human skin is so hard to simulate, because it's not perfect. It's not smooth and monotone, clean and shiny. It's oily, pitted, hairy, and wrinkled, and it's all these imperfections that are so difficult to perfect. We hope this video made you do a number 6 cheek raiser and number 12 lip corner puller. And if not, then please let us know in the comments which expression it left you with. And as always, you can find the links to the music used in this video
It's
in
nasty.
the
The
video
movie, you mean?
description.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the currently, you know, science is capable of creating for like decades, if not like 100 years now. We've been able to make 2D holograms, you know, like stage-based. Oh, nasty skin is nasty. Yeah. We've been able to make 2D holograms and pretty convincing like stage shows that are all holograms. Yeah, like the Tupac one or one of those like League of Legends ones. But then to making like a full 3D hologram is without a medium, because you need what you need to achieve a hologram, you need light to be reflecting off of something or being emitted from something. The closest thing to a hologram that we could get is making a swarm of nanomachines flying in a 3D space emitting small lights. That would be the closest thing we could achieve to like a true 3D hologram, but you'd be able to touch it. It wouldn't actually be a true hologram because you could actually physically interact with it. And like the nanomachines that you interact with that would have to be replaced with more nanomachines to return the hologram back to its original form. With just light emission producing an object, a 3D object, you need some medium to reflect the light off of. You need some medium that will reflect the light into your eyes. So people have in the past used like sand falling from a ceiling to project an image on it, but that's just a 2D image. From like side angles, it doesn't look real. It doesn't look like a 3D an object. My dreams of Roxy hologram is shattered now. Yeah, you could it would be much easier to make the real thing, make an actual like shell make an actual Roxy. It's just that'd be much more simple than a hologram. Yeah. Anyway, it's, bro, I'll do it. Yeah, just literally make the shell, make the endoskeleton, like the animatronic shell. Yeah. Wait, what actually happened to Animus? This one might be interesting, involving what happened to Animus. Animusic, sorry. Animusic 3. There's a post with the same video on our Animusic, but apparently I can't cross-post it here. Okay, weird.
Animusic has amused millions with its innovative blend of technology and art, but whether or not you've seen it before, one thing none of us have seen is the Animusic 3 album. Over 9 years and $220,000 later, we still don't have a final product. So, let's take a look at these guys.
I've never heard of this before.
Hey guys, how are you all doing? If you're
30
new
years
here,
time.
welcome. My name is Crazy Ken, and Animusic has been on my mind lately, and apparently it was on the Science Elf's mind too because he just released his own video on the subject. Well, great minds think alike. This amazing blend of technology, music, and animation entertained millions of people, and with Animusic 3 on the horizon, hype was surging to new levels. But then, nothing happened. Why? To understand the answers better, we need to look at Animusic's history and see how it all works. So get ready, because I'm about to compress 20 years into 4 minutes. Let's go. With 3D computer animation sprouting in the early 90s, musician and programmer Wayne Lytle wanted to bring his visions to life. Wayne founded Visual Music in 1990,
it's
and
just
the
like
company specialized
animations
in
with music
algorithmically
playing over them?
synchronizing
I've
animation
never heard of this
to
before.
music, as opposed to hand animating keyframes manually. And we'll talk more about how this works in a sec. In 1990, Wayne first demoed an animation entitled More Bells and Whistles at the Electronic Theater at SIGGRAPH, and in 1995, Wayne brought computer artist Dave Crognale on board to work on a stereoscopic animation project for VREX, Concerto in 3D. And this dude is talented, just look at his portfolio. It has some pretty cool stuff in it. Also in 1995, Wayne changed the company's name to Animusic, a portmanteau of animated and music. And they released Concerto in 3D under the new name Beyond the Walls, as part of the Computer Animation Showcase video album. So Animusic was on its way, making great demos and even getting some commercial
looking
business.
at like old animation
Awesome.
stuff
But they wanted to make their own
from like the
product
80s
from
and
beginning
90s.
to end. And that brings us to Animusic 1. Animusic 1 was originally released on VHS and DVD in 2001, featuring
It's
7
like
unique
looking at like
animations and
Mist
music pieces,
and all its like
including the
3D
fan favorite
animation and
Pipe
stuff.
Dream, which borrowed the fountain design from More Bells and Whistles. And although there were other people who helped out with this project, Wayne and Dave carried most of the work. All of the beautiful animations and music are created primarily by this two-person team. The DVD also has a director's commentary, which talks about how the whole
You should watch
Animusic thing
Animusic.
works.
You
So
won't
while
regret
we're
it.
on that
Yeah.
technical subject, let's take a look. Animusic is a combination of computer-generated graphics and digital synthesizers, which simulate real-world instruments. And the music drives the animation using MIDI, which stands for Musical Instrument Digital Interface.
Yeah.
MIDI is an industry-standard protocol that enables digital music instruments to communicate with computers, among other capabilities. In Animusic's case, Wayne primarily worked on the software and music side. He did concept art as well, and Dave did a lot of the more visual stuff. And MIDI marries the two worlds together. But to achieve the level of automation and creativity needed, Wayne wrote proprietary software called Animusic Studio, which analyzes the MIDI data note for note and routes it to rigged 3D models, which automatically respond to the data. Sometimes 3D
Did he say
models are created
automagically?
before the music, for example in Drum Machine.
Sounded like he
And
said
sometimes the
automagically.
music is written long before the visuals are ever made, like with my favorite piece, Harmonic Voltage. Side note, I first discovered Animusic in 2005 on PBS, and Harmonic Voltage was the one playing on the TV, and that's still my favorite piece to today. So Animusic 1 gained traction, and was well received by viewers. And Kansas, yes, the band, worked with Wayne to create box art and an animated opening for their Device Voice Drum DVD. So their name was getting around. This success led to a special edition release of the Animusic 1 DVD, with fully animated menus,
It's
bonus
10:30.
features, and a
It's time
sneak
that I
peek,
eat.
spelled incorrectly on the DVD case, of Animusic 2.
Wait.
And a sneak peek, spelled incorrectly on the DVD case, of
Peek.
Animusic 2.
Spelt as in, like,
Animusic
at the
2
peak
debuted
of
in
something?
2005, introducing 8 new animations, including a Pipe Dream sequel, and for the first time, widescreen versions. And in 2010, Animusic HD was released on Blu-ray, which featured 1080p HD renders of all Animusic 2 tracks and the original Pipe Dream from Animusic 1. So what's next? Well, obviously we had Animusic 1 and Animusic 2, so next is Animusic 2, Episode 1. Sorry, that was a dumb Half-Life joke. 3, right? Animusic 3. That would be the next step after 1 and 2. But truth be told, I kinda skipped ahead a little bit, so we need to rewind. In summer 2006, the Animusic website announced there will be an Animusic 3 DVD. Then in September 2008, Wayne sent out a newsletter updating the public about Animusic 3. And this is where we see an important recurring theme: the production pipeline. At this point, it's been 3 years since Animusic 2 came out, and to the best of my knowledge, the public hasn't seen a single preview of Animusic 3 other than maybe this screenshot. So something has been consuming a lot of time. Now remember, Wayne writes custom software to make this stuff possible, and to speed up the release cycle of things, he wanted to change it. But that would require, for the most part, redoing the entire pipeline from the beginning. And in the September 2009 newsletter, Wayne mentioned building Animusic Studio has consumed a lot of time, but he thinks it will be worth it. And also in that newsletter, the public got their first official look at some render previews of Animusic 3. Okay, so it looks like things are going all right. We got a preview, they're redoing the pipeline, awesome.
We all know 3 doesn't exist.
Radio
Yeah.
silence. Animusic wasn't
3
completely
is a
dead. They were
myth.
doing some social media things and some PR things, so they
The
were
concept
alive,
of
we
3
could
is a
tell,
myth.
but not much was coming out of them. In fact, after the November 2010 newsletter about the Blu-ray release, I didn't receive any email updates from them for 2 years. But then, it happened. On August 6, 2012, the Animusic 3 Kickstarter launched, and the team hit us with a lot of 3D previews and concept art. Holy crap, they were actually working on something this whole frickin' time. Well, I'm glad we kept the faith. In the pitch video, Animusic's John Carter mentioned that 3 years per DVD was too long. Yeah, I feel that. And that 1 year was a more reasonable time frame. But to achieve that, they would need to rebuild their production system. There's that production pipeline talk again. Well, that would explain why there's been minimal activity from 2005 to 2012, but they were still working on more things. Dave modeled over 300 instrument components, which with this new system could snap together like Legos. But even still, there was more being worked on. Wayne is a musician at his core, and during this time he was working on 12 new songs, which initially I assumed were the soundtrack for the next Animusic album, but it turns out they were for a separate CD release? That seemed like kind of a tangent, not entirely sure why they were doing that, but we'll revisit that. And success! They raised $223,136 from 3,284 backers, me being one of them. Alright, the stage is set. We have these two creative geniuses, Wayne and Dave. Animusic is doing well with the public, it's doing well with the press.
I have a
new
Blu-ray
pipeline,
drive,
They have new 3D models, they
so
have
I
new
could
music,
do that.
they raised enough money on Kickstarter. Oh yeah, they were ready to rock. Bring on Animusic 3. But then, nothing. Here we are, 9.5 years later.
Yikes, yeah.
And still no Animusic 3. So, what happened? On March 8th, 2013, Wayne posted an update saying he felt bad that he did not get the Kickstarter rewards out sooner. The main item being the Sound of 12 CD, which acted as the, quote, musical soul for Animusic 3. Soul felt a little vague. I didn't really know what he meant.
Yeah, no,
by that.
I have a Blu-ray
But
player
when you listen to it, it
that
really
came with the
doesn't sound
drive
like a typical
that I can
Animusic
use.
album. Animusic
But I
albums
also, I
have a
believe, I
certain
set it up
pacing
so
to them.
that
They have a certain way that the songs
either
are built
VLC or
up and
Media Player
layered with
Classic is
instruments.
capable of
They have
playing
a mix
Blu-ray.
of genres, and Sound of 12 barely matched any of that. But it seems that was done on purpose. In the update, Wayne mentioned that he wanted to immerse himself in a music project, something that was for listening, not for driving animation. Because he was working on the software for so long, he wanted to shift gears to music again. So one might think, well, if it's not made to drive the animation, then what's the point? I'm paying for Animusic 3, why am I getting this tangent of an album all of a sudden? Was it just a waste of time? Maybe? But let's keep digging through the updates. The next update didn't come out for 7 months, and they addressed the CD coming out a year behind schedule. But then the update mentioned Wayne has been dealing with RSI, repetitive strain injury, nerve damage, and fatigue, which were likely caused by years of overworking. Most of Animusic is just a 2-person team, and Wayne has been driving this thing since 1990. He's wearing many hats. He's a concept artist, a musician, and a programmer. He's doing a lot of stuff. And on top of that, now he has the fiduciary responsibility to fulfill all of those pledges from the Kickstarter backers. So there's a lot weighing on him right now. 11 months later, the next update was posted, It was mostly just an apology, but they said they'd post on a weekly schedule, which lasted for only 3 weeks, but it was an effort. Then on the same day, Wayne Lytle's wife posted an update to Kickstarter. She said, and I quote, "It has been heartbreaking to watch what these two men have gone through," referring to Wayne and Dave. "This has taken a toll on both men, our marriages, and our children." But she closes saying Wayne has what it takes to get this done, and she also gives props to Dave. So it looks like there's some hope, and it appeared many comments were also supportive of this post. The next update came out 1 week later, and the Sound of 12 CD was pre-released to backers, so things were looking up. You could actually get the CD at the $15 level, which I did, and mine is still in the shrink wrap, so to give them credit, they did fulfill this promise. In the next update, 1 week later, they talked more about the CD. It didn't seem like much Animusic 3 progress was being made, but it's a start. Then the following week, Dave posted some concept art, and he ended the message with, "See you next week." Next week came, and nothing. Next month came, and nothing. And it seems like old habits die hard. We were back in radio silence. Then, about 10 months later, on August 20th, 2015, Wayne posted a 2,805-word update. And tragically, at this point, it really seemed like the project was dead. Wayne talked more openly about his health issues, chronic fatigue, severe depression, RSI, and Bell's palsy, and ADHD. Looking backward, one could argue that signs of ADHD were present throughout his journey. Wayne was wearing many hats, and in my opinion, it seemed like he was going on tangents and focusing on wrong things for too long. For example, working on the production pipeline restructuring for years, and spending lots of extra time making this tangent of a CD album. And this likely led to project mismanagement and work imbalance. Even the Sound of 12 Bandcamp reiterates on the work imbalance between music, animation, and software, and this is officially written on an Animusic-owned page, so they're clearly comfortable with admitting that. That lack of project management and his strive for perfectionism would absolutely cause delays. In fact, if you go through all of his updates, listen to him on the Movable Dough podcast, and watch those behind-the-scenes videos on their YouTube channel, you can really see how much of a perfectionist Wayne is.
Dave and I both have a hard time sometimes letting go, so we just want to do one more tweak because we just want to get it really perfect.
I give him credit for wanting to be perfect, but in many cases, perfection can be the bane of progress. But unfortunately, there was more bad news, and I was not expecting this to happen. The ever-so-talented Dave left the company. Wayne mentioned the work balance was not optimal, and it caused a strain that was ultimately unmaintainable. So after working together for most of the time since 1995, they parted ways. So now, on top of everything Wayne is already dealing with,
Sorry, I have,
he now
as
has
per
to
my
do
diet, I
art,
have to eat at certain
animation,
times.
music, and software alone. But he seems persistent, and he goes on to say that as long as he's living and breathing, yes, it will be finished. And that was it. That was the last update, and that was over 6 years ago. So, from my perspective, the project is dead. I'm not aware of any other public communication from Animusic until 2019, where Wayne redesigned the website with Squarespace. We did get some new images and some other production pipeline talk, but there weren't any significant new progress updates on Animusic 3. And oddly enough, I found some copy on one of the archive sites that said, "Our aim is to provide software tools enabling teams or individual artists to create their own content." So now it seemed like they were pivoting? Were they wanting to be more of a software company? I don't know, it seemed like the focus was getting kind of pulled in two different directions again. But that copy was removed shortly after, so I'm not sure how legit that was. It could have just been a test. No idea. For the most part, aside from any minor things I might have missed, the website hasn't changed since early 2020. So, what ultimately killed Animusic 3? In my opinion, it was a lack of proper focus, a lack of proper project management.
I think we get the idea. It's a common story with like developers with like passion projects. It's unfortunate, but it happens more often than you think. David Icke was right. David Icke was right. German Shepherd pranked by Crocodile Mask. Oh my god. You see the like smile disappear. Oh. Pupper doesn't know what's going on. Like, you smell like my master, but you don't look like my master. Oh, its name is Rocky. Hmm. I do love German Shepherds. Like, no. No, go away. You're scary. It's like, nope. Like, I don't know how I feel about this. I like pets. But I don't know. I don't like the spiky teeth. Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't like the mask. He doesn't like the, like, you know, it's the reptilian skin and the sharp teeth. Scary, you know? Aw. Hmm. Dog is slowly getting, like, used to it and not afraid anymore.
Rookie! Hey, Rookie! Hey!
Yeah.
Boy! Hello, Rookie!
It's like, what is happening? Anyway, that's cute. Don't look back. Bear chasing person down a hole meme. Oh god. That's kind of genuinely scary. That's like real life FNAF. Bear mascot chasing you down the hallway. Pretty fast bear. This slaps. DJ Steve Porter featuring Vince. Oh, I mean, once again, it's music, but it's
Hi, it's Vince with
Vince.
slap chop 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 chop. Hi, it's Vince with slap chop. You can have been a great mood all day. You can slap your troubles away with slapping your troubles away with slap chop. Hi, it's Vince with slap chop.
The like resolution is so poor, but it's the slap chop. You stole my joke. Vince with the slap chop thing is so good. And his like just all of his like commercials are so funny. Alright, B. The slaps and chops hard, yeah. Freddy, you're supposed to be on lockdown. Gas, 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 I'm gonna step on the gas.
In college, I did my thesis on time perception, and I learned my favorite science story ever, which is how we learned that bees can perceive time. The experiment is pretty straightforward. A scientist put sugar water outside of a bee's hive every day at 4 p.m., and soon enough, the bees learn to leave the hive every day at 4 p.m., even when there's no sugar water. Therefore, these bees must be measuring and perceiving time. Whoa, hold your horses. What if the bees are just doing something else, like measuring the angle of the sun? So they did the experiment, again, in the dark this time, and the bees still come out at 4 p.m. Therefore, bees... Well, hold on. What if they're measuring the heat from the sun instead? These back and forths kept happening until they ended up recreating the experiment underground in a salt mine. Still, people were like, what if they're measuring the rotation of the Earth? How do we prove that bees perceive time? Until one scientist did the exact same experiment, not in a salt mine, but in Paris, and then flew the bees to New York City, where they left the hive at 10 in the morning because they had jet lag, because bees perceive time. In college, I did my thesis on time perception, and I learned my favorite science...
Yeah, so, like, they still came out at the same time as what they would normally... But with the time difference, they didn't come out 4 p.m. like New York time. They came out 4 p.m. Paris time. Yeah, but in New York. So that they perceived time. Fascinating. Lamau. Teacher is a thug.
I love being in college. Because the professors like this man's right here.
As we teach about plagiarism, I stole most of the syllabus from Summerman. There's going to be 3 midterms we're going to have. The last midterm will be the last week of class. Why? Because I'm a thug. In the mornings, I kick puppies to get myself into the mood for teaching. If one exam you did badly, then I begin to think maybe your boyfriend or girlfriend dumped you that week. Maybe you were on drugs. Maybe you were hungover for the exam. Now, if you blow 2 exams, it means you're stupid. 1 exam, drunk. 2 exams, stupid.
I love being...
Teacher is a thug. I never had a teacher like that. I never had a lecturer or teacher like that. Ooh, teaser. Teaser for the game. Oh. Did we? Which of our teachers was a thug? A few that were quite out there. To be fair, yes, we did have some like pretty crazy teachers, but like none that were like that quite. Giovanni is immediately who I was thinking of. Patrice. Wait, remind me who Patrice was? What paper did we have Patrice for? .3D graphics. Okay, that is who I thought it was. I don't remember him being quite a thug, although he was definitely wait, in case I can't wait. There we go. I remember him being like maybe the like not quite so far going so far as to calling someone stupid, but definitely being like honest with his I'm gonna say honest with his opinions about students. All right. Oh yeah, this guy I've actually subscribed to this guy because he's got good stuff. Oh, this is a playlist. Oh, I've actually I've actually seen 3 of these already. We'll just listen to this last one that I haven't seen.
I'm a businessman with a business plan. I'm gonna make you money in business land.
Once again, I've actually heard this. These are all good. If you don't know them, I'll probably get copyright claimed if I play them. If you don't know this YouTuber, Tom Cardy, very funny. He's Australian comedy music writer. Very much influenced by the likes of Flight of the Conchords or those kind of like comedy music bands. God, who was the one that did not care about students sleeping in class? Wait, there was one that didn't care about students sleeping in class? When it comes to lecturers, the ones that I remember are your like Radu. I remember Radu, he was really cool. There was like Mr. Tomberson. I think his name was Tomberson. He did like user interfaces and Java 230. He was cool. He was a cool guy. He was like chill, but like passionate. Yeah. Anyway, oh, this is the video that I made people DC skip to 2220. Okay, I'll skip to 2220.
But I'm just gonna pause the recording here. Sorry. Okay, we had an outdoor map. I had to waste one of my map offerings in order to get it. But now, we should be able to travel safely. I mean, if I hit an object, I recover. But that doesn't mean I want to keep hitting. Oh, there's someone.
I like this map. This map is... I do well with this map.
Boom! That was satisfying. That did not work.
You blinded them too early.
Didn't work.
Nice.
Okay. This game?
Oh wow, are they really...
I don't care about that tinker.
I thought for a minute they were like really aggressive survivors.
True, they completed it, but now to equip them. Let's start off. Okay, I don't run into that tree. Oh, Fang. This team does not look so good. I'm about to get so much. I need to pull off a 4K in order to complete my challenge. I mean, anyway, I can play it off camera.
I remember liking I remember liking our lecturers in the first year. At least the first couple that we had. There was a woman who did almost only ever the first year stuff. She never did second year stuff. But she was really funny. She was really cool. And she was a bit of a thug. She just like did not give a shit about certain things. Oh, they love game assignments. Yeah. I believe that's we're thinking of the same woman. Because she was the one who gave the game assignments all the time. It started with like a card game thing, but then she gave a few other like cool, like video game related assignments.
The biggest hit ever.
I'll have a check. Oh, it's doing that thing.
Save. Yeah, try to get the flashlight save this.
Not by the looks of it. It looks like that's one I haven't heard. Oh no, I have seen it. Yeah. No, I've seen that one. Yeah.
No, despite the fact
as soon as there's all the woman's face in the background. Yep.
How did that?
How did that miss?
Free her.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh my god, that's brilliant. Well done, Becca. They freed that player so that you could fucking put her on the hook.
All of them just DC. Yeah, I think Hillbillies can really beat that at some. Unless that is they just crack.
Like that was the survivor's fault.
Hillbilly is a fair one.
Pulling the person off when he had someone on his shoulder.
Everyone just be. Like, nope, I'm not dealing with this. I'm out.
Hillbilly can be crazy.
Now we need to look for not Bill.
I went to her office once to ask her stuff. You should have seen the amount of game dev textbooks in her office. I should return at some point and speak with, if she's still there, return and speak with her, because game dev is like my focus now. Love to pick her brain, you know.
That was so close to being perfect.
Okay, that player might be a noob.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh my god, just slug her.
Oh, she's using a football.
That's it.
I actually
GG.
broke her.
That's it. That's game over.
Yeah, so you get my point. Hillbilly can be a fair bit insane.
Yeah. I've played Hillbilly before, and he can be real crazy. Oh, I see.
Oh my gosh, I didn't think of a decisive.
Yeah, neither.
Okay, I've been outplayed. Alright, section hat. I ain't saying it. I'm going for slugs now. Well, not quite. Make the pallet.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah, this build is terrible.
That's a bit rude, that one. That one was a little rude. Not because of what you did, but the game.
Used decisive.
The game allowed that. It's a little rude.
Oh, the other person recovered? She might have been using Unbreakable.
Ah, oh damn.
But yeah, this Hillbilly just takes it too far. Oh, I need to find Hatch. I don't care if she gets Hatch, as I have benefit of it.
I'm so confused. Oh, don't worry. If you play Dead by Daylight, you'd know what's going on. Yeah. And this build you're using with the like expanded, I'm assuming you're using that is it the moonshine that allows you to turn faster?
Hatch. I was over there.
Yeah, it gives you a little more control.
My main build.
I'm assuming that's what you're using that perk. But if you are, yeah, that is it's one of those ones that makes him so formidable. He's able to just cross the entire map.
I messed up.
If not, you're showcasing very good control.
She got it.
Nice.
If I had figured out where it was like 0.5 seconds prior, I would.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Well done. That was a good game. Dead by Daylight's a huge game. I would highly recommend checking it out. Rorius, you may not remember me. The last time I went on your stream was like a year ago. I don't remember Jobthan. I'm assuming it's Jonathan, but like Jobthan. Jobathan? I don't recognize your name. If you had you might have had a different name last time you came here. I'm usually pretty good at remembering people, but of course, if you change your name and your profile picture, I'm not going to be able to tell who it is. Birthday present from Uncle Dane. Timestamp to avoid copyright. Ah, okay. Oh, so 11 seconds is the...
Excuse me, this chair is wobbling. Can't hold my weight. Excuse me, Jason, this bitch. Let me catch my breath. Jason, I know you're judging. Don't judge me, man. Come on, bro. Don't judge me. Anyways, I feel like I'm gonna have diarrhea. I've been having really messed up shits lately. Anyways, Jason,
still catching my breath. I was at my computer, right? And I checked my phone. I'm like, oh my God, no, it's Dane. I've never met a Dane before. And when I hear Dane, I think of Cruella de Vil, who had the Great Dane. No, she didn't, but it was like, it was like that black dog that helped people cross the street. Wasn't he a Great Dane? Dane contacted me, right? And he told me something very special. Are you ready for it?
Using
You
it
better
on
be
to
sitting
talk
down.
quick. Yeah,
Park that
yeah,
dumpy
yeah.
on the couch now. I don't know if you got a dumpy like me. Actually, I don't have a dumpy.
Ah, I see, yeah.
There's no. So I have cottage cheese ass. But I have something to say to you, mister. Are you ready? Happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jason. Happy birthday to you. Yay! I'm literally sweating. That was too much work. Anyways, Jason, happy 31st birthday. Well, have a wonderful day. Eat whatever your heart desires. Eat some yummy
Old
food,
system,
obviously.
same. Yeah, this isn't Nikocado avocado.
Secret tattoo of
It's-
Yoshi on your tramp stamp area. And I don't even know who Yoshi is, so we're gonna Google this bitch. Let's see, who's Yoshi? Oh! That's for babies.
Wow.
You have this on your body. You have this shit on your body. Why? They told me not to bring it up, but I'm gonna bring it up. Oh
You
my
don't care
gosh,
for
you
this.
should have the toad. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
this is too much.
Looks like a penis head. That should be mine. Oh. Well, anyways, good luck with having the toad on your lower back. I mean, whoever's been looking at that, they're just probably like, wow. Well, anyways, thank you so much, Jason. And I want you to have an amazing birthday. Bye!
Bob. Well then. Yeah. It's that guy, his content, like, not Uncle Dane. Uncle Dane's fine. Uncle Dane's great. But Nikocado avocado, he actively makes me feel sick. It is one of those, like, situations. He said, like, apparently he said it before. I don't watch his stuff, but people watching his stuff, like, he's their inspiration for losing weight and stuff like that. And yeah, I get it. Because most of his videos are like mukbang, like eating videos, where he just eats like a fucking ton of shit. And I just, it makes me feel so sick every time I see a clip of it from, like, Philip DeFranco, one of the, like, other channels. Someone's doing a thing on him. It just immediately makes me feel sick. On your pyramid head, you have 11 red Moris. Holy shit. Alright, so we watched the previous video of this by Scruffy. I haven't seen this one, I don't think. Oh, apparently I've liked it, so maybe I have already seen it.
A fair warning, this video regards a horror game.
This is
and
really
will
good.
feature
I
some
love these
creepy
videos.
sounds. It will not contain any jump scares, though, I promise. This is best experienced through headphones. Hello, and welcome. This educational video is designed to show you how a horror game and its soundscape can intensify each other. Any other effects this video imparts are beyond the liability of Fazbear Entertainment. Now you may be wondering, what is sound intensity? How does it work? How can it keep me safe from any malfunctioning equipment in my business establishment? Rest assured, the Five Nights at Freddy's series can answer the first two questions.
Energy.
Due to budgetary
I'm eating
considerations and certainly not
cereal.
due to supernatural threats,
And my
this video
invisible.
will only be covering FNAF 2, 3,
Partially
4,
invisible.
Sister Location, and Pizzeria Simulator. But it should be noted that
And I
sound
put, just
intensity
before I
occurs
had
in all
baked beans
horror
on
games.
toast.
In fact, it occurs everywhere. There is no escape from experience. And without further ado, let's hand it off to our guide, Scruffy, who needs to deliver a concise review of sound intensity in the aforementioned
Invisible.
games, if they wish to ward off the animatronics
Well, partially
approaching the
invisible.
studio.
Wait, that wasn't in
Remember
rehearsal.
to keep your eyes and ears peeled.
No,
and
hey.
from all of us at Fazbear Entertainment, good luck.
How's everyone doing? I'm doing good. I
approaching
got
the
your
studio.
message on Discord.
Okay.
Next recording session's Monday.
I'm Scruffy, and today we gotta get right into it. Sound intensity. It's a very subjective concept about how much tension a sound raises. It's not as quantifiable as sound volume, nor even as agreed upon as sound velocity, which is the rough amount of force with which something is activated to create a sound. Though, generally speaking, louder, more forceful sounds are more likely to be intense. But there are also cases where softer sounds can be intense. For instance, someone yelling into a pillow. It's also intense, perhaps because the sound
Emotional
raises questions.
intensity.
Where's that yelling coming from? Who's yelling? Why is it muffled? Or sounds can become intense by association, which means each person can find different sounds intense. But there are sometimes popular sounds like... Yeah, like that a great deal of people have come to associate with rising tension for a sudden jump.
Yeah. That sound without the jump scare at the end is kind of like
exploited
is
in a
kind of
horror
stressing
game to make the player feel more uneasy.
because
So
that
let
sound
me share some
usually
examples that this
precedes the
handful of
puppet
FNAF games do well.
killing you.
These aren't exclusive examples. They're done well in other horror games that I'll want to talk about later. And there's no story spoilers here, but it'd be good to know the gist of gameplay experience as we go through each game. So, let's begin with FNAF 2, Unknown Drones. Sounds are easily intense when we don't know what their source is, whether we can't locate the sound or we haven't heard that kind of sound before. FNAF 2 gets pretty intense already just through pure gameplay, but in the slower moments of the game where you have little to no control, a slew of untraceable sounds intensify the experience. If any animatronics are in your office primed to attack you, you get this TV static in your ears. Where is that coming from? If the puppet's music box isn't kept wound and it escapes and is set to attack you, you literally hear the Jack-in-the-Box jingle anywhere you look. How is it doing that? You can even confirm the location of one animatronic, Mangle, by the radio static it's constantly emitting. Sure, but why does it have to make such a garbled, incongruous sound? And then, personally, the creepiest for me are these interactive cutscenes between the nights of gameplay, where you are inexplicably given the perspective of Freddy Fazbear on stage with Bonnie and Chica. Visually, not much is going on.
It's when they're
but
looking
once
at
we
you,
add
it's
the
so
audio-
like, ugh. Yeah. It's like, what is that noise?
I don't know what's making that collection of sounds. I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know whether they're real or hallucinatory. While I'm playing, my guess is as good as yours. That is effective sound intensity. Now, a related case of unknown sound is when we do recognize the sound, but it's indicating something that we haven't or can't immediately confirm. This is why alarms are intense. When we hear an alarm before confirming that time has passed. When we hear an alarm before we know that there's smoke in a room, or that a car has been jacked, or that a message is so important that all televisions need to broadcast it simultaneously. Alarms earn their intensity by association, which is why this alarm becomes intense in FNAF 2 initially. It indicates that an animatronic is in the vents, and you probably hear it before you confirm it. Yep, there they are. We need to move on. FNAF 3, context is everything.
I actually didn't know that's what that was
this sequel
for.
generally scales things back.
So that
from
alarm
FNAF 2.
means they're in the vents.
You're now only dealing with one real animatronic instead of at least 10. And though the sound design follows in the footsteps of FNAF 2, I'd argue the intensity is a bit scaled back as well. You have some alarm sounds that definitely raise questions the first time you hear them, and there's another cool between-night interactive cutscene where you explore an Atari-esque rendering of a pizzeria, once again playing as Freddy and the gang, but with more incongruous audio of thunder and strange, quiet rustling. But again, I'd argue it's not as immediately intense. This game's a little more reserved about creating auditory stress.
Yeah.
And there's an interesting shared sound effect between it and FNAF 2. This is actually an example of de-intensifying a sound. So, back in FNAF 2, we have one animatronic, Balloon Boy, who will eventually try and get into your office to sap your flashlight power. Pretty sure we're safe for right now, but when he does move, it comes with little utterances like these. And that's really off-putting initially. This human voice is suddenly coming from somewhere. That's intense enough. Yet, go over to FNAF 3, and now these Balloon Boy sounds are actually in your toolset to help you. You can play these sounds in a specific room, and the animatronic you're warding off, Springtrap, will get coaxed to go there, thinking there's someone in there. It's one way to keep Springtrap away from your office. And by all means, this was just a game dev decision. It's easier to reuse sounds from a previous title. But by recontextualizing them, these sounds are no longer intense. They are positive feedback for your actions, and we now know exactly where this sound is coming from and why. Now it would be more intense not to hear them when you press this button.
Yes.
Isn't it funny how it works like that?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
When you, like,
while
can't
I
play
reboot
it.
this, let's move on to FNAF 4. Food tastes stronger when you're hungry. Strange subtitle, I know, but
I
in
think
the
you know-
same way that
I think I
taste is
immediately know what he
intensified when we
means.
perceive a lack of food, hearing gets intensified when we perceive a lack of sound.
FNAF 4 is
FNAF
so
4 takes place in a
quiet and then
child's bedroom
so
at night.
loud.
And while it's never silent in there, it is remarkably quieter than the previous games in the series.
It's
There's a
always
fan
so
in this
quiet
room,
and
but
then
unlike the
so
previous games, it isn't
fucking
running.
loud.
And you have some low, ominous droning, some grandfather
That's why
clock
I've
chimes
never
in the
played
distance,
and finished
and the sound you're told to
FNAF
listen
4.
for. Breathing. Yes, if you hear breathing when you check a door, you are to close it to stop the animatronic from attacking you right there. But breathing is quiet.
Yeah.
The breathing that indicates an animatronic is inches away rises only a little above the ambient noise of the room. And so, in a playthrough of FNAF 4, you have to parse sounds very granularly. Your ear is searching for small differences in volume, which makes any difference in
I
volume
have such
become
bad
more
hearing, I
intense.
just can't play
And might
FNAF
I
4.
add, that's only when you're checking the doors. In other parts of the room, there are different non-audio mechanisms for warding off animatronics. Not to mention, this setting has some of the lowest light so far in the series, so you clamor for visual information as well.
Yeah.
In my previous
The
video
lack of
about
sound
Five
feedback
Nights
is
at
a bit more
Freddy's, I
freaky,
referred to
exactly.
this as absence of information.
Yeah.
When the player knows that something's being withheld from them. But it's not exactly withheld information, it's just faint information that takes focus to absorb and corroborate into a plan.
man, Jones could push
And
the
with
door
so many
down
tasks
or
to
rip a hole
juggle,
through it.
focusing on minuscule sounds and details is
Yeah.
intense, stressful even. Oh, I heard that. We should move along to FNAF sister
But
location.
are they real, or
Narrative
are they
dissonance.
illusions?
First of all, this game is a smorgasbord of everything we've talked about so far. You have weird, unknown sounds all over the place. You have some sounds that would be intense, except that they're given into your control, and thus you miss them when they aren't present. And you have one environment, the Ballora Gallery, in which you must traverse a pitch-black room while listening out for a quiet ballerina music box, indicating that the animatronic Ballora is nearby.
Yeah, I like
So,
the, I
with
like
all
the
of that
Ballora.
present, I wanted to touch on something a little different in this game since it's so
puzzle.
focused on narrators. FNAF 4 was the first in the series with no vocal narrator. Before that, Scott Cawthon himself was reading voice clips over the phone in
Back in
every
the day
game.
playing Doom 3,
But in Sister
original Xbox,
Location,
I always
you have
found there was
two new
very little sound
AI
feedback, which made the
narrators
atmosphere
who
so much
guide you
more
through the
intense.
game,
Right.
telling you your next tasks
I never
and
actually
how to
played
perform
Doom 3
them.
myself, but
And
my
perhaps
friends
their
loved
literal
it.
narration experiences some glitches here and there, but a more postmodern way to intensify this narration is to add narrative dissonance, where what is being narrated does not match what is happening in the story. There's some great exchanges where the hand unit narrator will have you check for the animatronic circus baby using a light, and even though she isn't on her stage, the narrator believes she is, and events continue. Rather than a specific sound, it's language this time that makes you aware
Yeah.
that things aren't as they seem, and thus the general
Yeah,
arc of the
I had
game
several
gets more
friends who were
intense.
like
There's
so
later a
into
moment
Doom
where Circus
3.
Baby will start talking to you, and she
But
will
I
say
never
things
actually
in
got to play it
direct
myself.
conflict with the previous narrator's
My computer at the
instructions.
time was too shit.
Again, when the game raises more and more unconfirmable questions this way, the whole experience becomes more intense. This game
It
was
was
also
long. Yeah, I
significant
had
in the
heard that.
series for having an original soundtrack rather than using stock music, and the game's composer, Leon Riskin, worked
Funtime
some
Foxy?
narrative dissonance
Yep.
into the music. Most of the time you spend playing has no music, and some of the most dramatic or plot-heavy moments will play some deep, moody themes. But the endpoints of each night are announced by contrastingly comedic little jingles, with cheery elevator music at the beginning.
I like Sister Location for its like calm
and
moments.
a theme at the end of the night that sounds straight out of an 80s VHS. This game certainly flares its sense of humor when there's room for a break from intensity, but I find it fascinating that even this humor can raise more concerns than it satisfies. There's one great moment in the...
I will say, for me, of the original like FNAF games, Sister Location is my favorite, just purely because it has those like funny and like calm, relaxing moments. Pizzeria Simulator has good stuff like that as well, where you have the scary night, and then you have the pizzeria simulator part where you're actually just like building your pizzeria, and you can like play the little mini games and stuff. There's a break from the horror. I think the games that know how to balance like horror and like humor, I greatly prefer them.
Game where the literal sound of this dark comedy suddenly spikes the moment's intensity. You're quietly making your way through the Ballora gallery, your ears are primed to the low noise floor, attentive for any distant music, when suddenly the hand unit narrator chimes in at full volume, telling you to hurry up.
I love that.
It's not a jump scare in the traditional sense, but it is a type of sound intensity that gets highlighted in the next FNAF title.
It's like,
FNAF
please
Pizzeria
hurry. It's
Simulator.
like, Jesus
Player noise.
Christ.
We can do this. So after you design your own pizzeria in this game, you have to survive in it, performing some menial maintenance tasks like ordering pizzeria supplies and printing posters, while any malicious animatronics inside track you down from the vents on either side of you. A lot of variables affect your ability to make it through this, but one thing's for sure, you are loud when you're trying to be quiet. It's kind of flipping the script of FNAF 4. Now, in addition to listening out for the once again minuscule sounds and voice clips that alert you to nearby animatronics, you have to do tasks like printing on the world's noisiest printer, and keep your office cool using a droning fan.
Yeah.
Or maybe you had your pizzeria sponsored by a
An
third-party
extra
company,
Terminator.
and their ad blares on your computer all of a sudden.
I refuse to take the ads because of that.
Those sounds attract animatronics and make it more difficult to hear the sounds you're really wary for. And even worse, there isn't a clock-out time. You can only leave when all of these boisterous tasks are complete. So this game especially feels like flirting with death. It's further exploiting how we perceive things when we're instructed to stay quiet. Every
I
noise
actually like
against
that, 'cause
that
it means
quiet
that the
state
player
is intensified,
dictates the speed of the
especially
game.
when those noises are our fault, that we can trace to ourselves. So even a sound that might not usually be that intense, like appliances humming, starts to become a stressor in this context. That's the thing about sound intensity. It depends heavily on context, on how much our minds were previously attuned or instructed to perceive sounds, and how much we know about the source and the meaning of the sound. But these were some of the ways the FNAF series flavored its gameplay to make less complex scenarios still stressful, and perhaps to make jump scares feel like they top off a tense buildup rather than coming out of nowhere. And I have no doubt the FNAF devs and the growing community are not done with cooking up these intense experiences. But one last thing to note. There was a point, starting at FNAF 4, where the games approached relying on these quiet sound cues to progress. It's plausible to make it through the base games without listening to sound cues, but some of the late game challenges, especially the custom night in FNAF's sister location, become essentially impossible, or at least left very well up to luck, without attentive listening. And that's a problem if you don't have access to sound, such as people who are deaf or hard of hearing, or even
I
just
don't have the
people
best
without a
hearing.
speaker or
I have pretty
headphone
bad
setup.
speak-
It's just
bad
worth
hearing.
noting that when working on a horror game with an achievable win condition, it behooves us to make sure it can be accomplished without the sound, just as FNAF 4 can be completed without the visuals. And I think that's everything. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. Done. Closing time. I'm safe. Oh, I hope this video gave you some ideas about ways that sound intensity can work to your advantage if you make games, or to your horror if you're placed in the middle of them. Oh, I'd like to thank my friends Wolfgang and Rainer.
Yeah. In my opinion, yeah, the sound requirements of FNAF 4 were a little too much. The sound requirements of Sister Location were much more reasonable. They're much easier to learn and more straightforward. I remember when FNAF 4 first came out, people were complaining because it was almost impossible to hear the breathing. People were getting jump scared left and right because they had failed to hear the sound cues and things like that. FNAF Ultimate Custom Night kind of said fuck you to accessibility, and that's probably alright, especially considering how customizable it is. Yeah, it definitely did. It went for just like all out, like, I would say almost like old school arcade hardness of just like, there's a million buttons that all do different things. They're not intuitively placed. And then, like, if you've got all 50 animatronics going, you're having to do so much multitasking, like, so many things at like all at once. having to try like keep track of so many things all at once. But there's like a pattern to it. You gotta just learn the pattern. Some games can't be accessible. To some degree, yes. But there's the reverse. Like, I reckon you can always add more accessibility. There was always this amazing story I remember hearing of there was a guy who was blind, who, you know, couldn't see at all, couldn't see the screen. I think he was like legally like fully blind. He was able to play and finish Oddworld Abe's Odyssey despite being blind, because they had the sound cues and the sound work that they did on Abe's Odyssey was so effective at relaying information about what was on the screen. Like, he didn't do it well. Like, he struggled. It was still a struggle, but he managed to make it through the whole game because just the sound alone was enough to communicate everything. Whereas when you play it normally, you have the visuals and the sound mixed together. A deaf person could equally play Abe's Odyssey, because many of the... Oh, actually, no, Abe's Odyssey... No, they could have made it better, because there's a whistling stuff. Actually, a deaf person might have trouble with that. But you can always add more accessibility stuff to a game. Having, like, colors come out of, like, the person whistling, or having, like, some, like, visual cue that went along with the person whistling, I think with that, you'd be able to play the entirety of Abe's Odyssey without, you know, even if you're deaf. Because the visual cues are enough to get you through as well. Yeah, but some games, yes. Some games, it's not really possible. But if you can make a platformer with, you know, pits of death playable by someone who is blind, then you can make a lot of games more accessible. Those high school cheeky cutscenes really made me question life. Holy shit, 11 p.m. already. Alright, folks, sorry, I'm out. Head out. Oh, okay, all good. See you. Have a good night. Have a good night, model system. Anyway. Ooh, Tiana. It is time you go back and react to this. All the thoughts. Ah, yes. Tiana said she was going to post this. So, a little break in the middle. Tiana wanted me to react to my old Love is Blind, Do It For Me video. That's still the most popular video on my channel. Yeah. Make me want to play some Oddworld games again. Oddworld games are so good. I replay them all the time. I replay them on the channel, and then like a year or two later, I replay them in streams. Cause yeah. Oh, don't worry, Ivan. Or Ivan. I'm gonna say Ivan. Yeah, the novel broadcast is still coming out. There's still more videos getting added. I just leave a few days between each video to give people a chance to see it all and not fall behind. Yeah. Anyway. Hey guys, Rorius here. Welcome to Do It For Me. This is a game by... I'm wearing the same t-shirt. Well, I want to call him a YouTuber, but he's more than that. He's like an editor, YouTuber, game developer by the name of Lixian. I actually came across him because he used to make animated stuff for Markiplier. And I love his work, so I have been following him ever since. But he recently did a video, actually today, he released it today, a video about how he had made this for a game jam. It's actually the same game jam that our community member, Matty, submitted a game to. Except different chair. Love is Blind game jam chair. Is it Brackies? I should really follow that community, because that community is a cool, like, game development community. His video was super fascinating, and it reminded me of how much I love game development, or how much game development meant to me at one point in my life. Kind of inspirational, kind of made me want to go back and actually work on some projects and maybe do that development stream that I keep talking about, or that people keep asking me about. It's like, oh, why don't you make a game on a stream? And yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll stream. I know YouTube's pretty slow at doing it. Just see if I can. Maybe I'll do exactly what Lixian did and try and submit to a game jam at some point and like just they're in the playlist constantly now of my progress. If I copy paste this. But yeah, whatever the case, this is the game Do It For Me. This is actually a modified, updated version of the game. So it's a little bit more polished. It just takes YouTube a couple of days to do it for the game jam. But that's okay. That's okay. Actually, what I'll do is not only will I link to the game, the itch.io page that I downloaded this from in the description, but I'll also link to the video that he released, just so
Yeah.
you can get an idea of, because he basically did a developer commentary on his process, on his progress, and what he went through to make the game. So I think that'd be really fascinating. I think that could be really fascinating to watch for a bunch of people, especially in our communities, so full of like map makers and game developers and stuff like that. I looked into her eyes. I couldn't say no. Do it for me.
My beard's really
she
scraggly
said.
at the moment.
And so I did. Yeah. I happen to know what the premise of the game is because I saw the video, and I also happen to know how to get certain endings. So
I can hear
I
from
think
the
we'll just
audio
go for the,
that I didn't have anything.
We'll go for the completionist.
I didn't have any like filters on it.
ending first. I won't tell you what ending that is. We'll just go for the
thank you,
completionist.
thank you,
ending.
Ivan. Yeah, yeah.
So
Have a
you
good
can,
night.
Tap to jump a little bit, or hold.
I hope
it
you
to
enjoy
jump
the
high.
next episodes of Not for
Yeah, click the
Broadcast. They're coming very soon.
And yeah, this screen changing mechanic is super interesting to me. Super fascinating. Apparently it was really buggy. F or J? F to attack. Or I can use left mouse
I
button
totally
as well.
stole that screen changing mechanic.
Okay,
the like switching to a new
is there
screen thing.
the J is one.
I
yeah,
totally
J's
stole
one,
that
so we'll use J.
concept for my game for Wispair. Only difference is that mine.
The idea is that when you collect hearts,
the way I did mine, I didn't really have any trouble. I
Platforms
didn't
around
really have any
the game
glitchiness.
world will disappear and make it harder. Oh, I see. Wait, can I not? I can't reach that anymore, can I? No. Let's just die. Oh, I keep doing that. Let's start that again. I have to dodge the sky initially. Get the hearts. And then...
What gave it
then
away?
kill him.
What gave it away, Jonas?
Yeah, there we are. So yeah, the completionist... Press R to restart. Ah, okay. The completionist ending is getting all the hearts and getting all the... killing all the enemies. Oh, that totally looked like a secret up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming there might be a few...
He probably had difficulty
you have
with
to be
the...
standing. You can't be in the air if you want to attack.
Luxian might have had some trouble with
I see.
With the transition because he had stuff like the...
Wait. If I kill the other enemy... If I kill the enemy on the far right first... Come on, there we are. Okay, it doesn't matter which...
He might have had some trouble
Okay,
with the
what I'm gonna
transition
do-
because he added the
I
stuff
know
like
how-
the
oh,
blurriness.
I know what I'm gonna do here now.
Like the static
get
and
it.
stuff on transitions.
Kill this guy. And then... Kill that guy. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yikes. Nope. Alright, let's try that again. Let's not kill this guy yet. Okay, come back this way. Jump across. Oh.
Yeah. This
But
is the
wait,
room
what?
that everyone got mad at me about. It's this room that everyone got mad at me.
How? How am I supposed to do that?
Because I solved it the unintentional way.
Oh. Okay, but what the hell? I know you can get... I know you can get all of the hearts and all the deaths. All the kills. Oh.
I somehow didn't think...
It's not what I meant to do.
Yeah.
Is there any way I can get back?
This room... let's just say... a lot of people were pretty okay
Gotta
with...
be able to... Oh, because no, I remember he also said he implemented the coyote jumping. So there's no like double
Coyote
jump or
time.
whatever, but you can jump right as you walk off the edge of a ledge.
Yeah. Coyote time.
It's in a lot of platforming games. Ah, damn it, so close. Like if you walk off the edge before you jump, you can still like jump. Ah, it's so close. There we go. Oh, shit. No.
This is like that moment that's like, god damn
Okay,
it,
there we go.
Rory. God damn it, past
Oh.
Rory. Oh god.
The solution to this room is that you're supposed to get the heart when the guy.
This is the really hard part.
Up here.
Okay.
Sorry, when he's hovering over here.
Yay! Finally did it. Oh,
You're supposed to. Wait.
This is the really.
You're supposed to jump over this guy, get the heart while he's standing here, and he'll fall down here. And then you can jump down, get the heart, and kill him, and then go over here and end. But I was stubborn and kept trying to do the solution using the coyote jump. And I did it. I managed to do it.
Oh.
So typical me.
This is the really hard
Just
part.
as usual. You know, the king of the unintended solution.
Yay! Finally did it. Oh, Jesus. Uh-oh, I already failed the level.
Oh, one big difference, Jonas,
Okay,
between...
which one do I have to get first? This is probably gonna... Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I bet I have to go to the left one first.
Big difference between 2019 Rory and
up, so I have to get
2022
this in one
Rory
fell swoop.
is,
Good.
I now have, like, filters and stuff with my audio, so it sounds a little
Sweet.
better. Glitch King. yeah.
Nope. Yeah, so I have to figure out the order to do things, it would seem. Let's just check if I can... No. Okay, what's the bit I cannot get that first? It's alright, I can still get everything.
I was like, oh, I'm done. This is it. Game over. And I made it.
Oh.
I was like,
oh. I thought I was so done for. Yeah, it's supposed to be giving you hints throughout this of the true nature of this world. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the version that I'm playing in this is the version that
yeah,
was released after
repeatedly
Game
doing
Jam.
that. This is gonna make... Oh, okay, timed thing. I was gonna say I thought the heart was gonna make this block disappear, but it turns out it was... Oh, see, coyote jumping saved me right there. I started falling ever so slightly, and then I still leapt. Okay, wait. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I got it. Yeah. This is supposed to be somewhat of a horror game. Well.
I think, yeah, you wait till...
There we go. Okay. Fingers crossed. I can just do all the rest. In order. Okay, I actually managed to accidentally do that correctly. That's alright, we can get around that. Shit. Maybe it'd be valuable to just go to the end and work backwards. Oh, damn it! It's actually kind of forgiving in some ways, the hitboxes in this.
Yeah, who would have known that this little video I did?
I don't know if this does anything. It does. Okay. There we are. That's fine.
Who'd have known?
That's fine.
Yeah, this little video would end up being my most
Actually,
popular video.
No, not everything is not fine. Well, I signed my own death right there. Okay, no, I do have to do it as I go. Which platform is the right one? Oh, shit. No! I forgot again. God damn it.
This is something I often would do. If you notice, I cut
grab this
frequently.
first, and then grab this.
I cut frequently when I haven't done it right. But then at the last, like round through the whole level, I show the whole thing. That's something I do quite often.
Is a reality. This is a reality. All the dead kids. I looked into her eyes. They were beautiful. Do it for me, she says. Well, she said. I did. And I would do it again. She goes to her locker. Locker 17. and takes out a gun. "No witnesses," she said, as she walked to the teacher's room. "She's going to kill everyone in this high school. God, I love her." You got the blind love ending! Yay!
Yeah, it's for the Love is Blind.
We got the bad ending, basically. Yeah, we got the worst possible ending. A game by Lixian. Art, programming, and music by Lixian. Additional art, Fabio Pinto. Yeah. Next. Made with Unity. Other software used. FL Studios. See, FL Studios is one of the software things that
I would like to use, but I don't have
Oh.
access to.
That's a bit.
Without downloading it illegally. I don't have access to it.
Get one more. I want to try one more.
People got mad at me as well
try and get the
because
good
I
ending.
put full game in the title
same
here.
intro, same as
but I
always.
didn't get all the endings in this video.
Yeah, so we don't actually need to attack. We can do everything with just jumping. Yeah. We need to avoid everything. We need to avoid all the enemies, avoid all the hearts.
I think it's actually easier to
Pacifist
avoid
run,
everything.
basically, but including not getting any hearts. Yeah. This could actually be quite challenging. Like, it's the avoiding the hearts is the part that I'm
How do you
thinking is
feel,
going to be
Rory?
most challenging.
What do you expect?
Most
What do you
of the
expect
trouble
me
that I
to
had
feel?
last time was trying to avoid the hearts. Although there are some levels like this one probably that's
Yeah,
relatively
well, there's
easier.
F and F mods.
There will definitely be a bunch of levels that will be easier because I don't have to worry
for
about
like
getting
all
everything.
there's F and F mods for like everything.
Actually, there will be a bunch of levels that are probably easier. Oh god, I forgot about that. Okay,
Yeah, for
can I
my
go under?
music in
Nope, I
my
have to go over.
in my games,
There we are.
when I've made it myself, I've used
This is actually
LMMS,
way easier than I thought it was going to be.
which is another like audio software, a bit like FL Studio.
Let's try and jump over the heart. There we go.
Yeah, in this ending that I'm getting here, I had to avoid every heart.
Yeah,
I
so it
had
sounds
to
like-
kill no one.
It's by the sound of it, Lixian was saying that he really loves going to game jams and stuff. I've never actually been in a game jam before. I've never actually participated.
Shortly after
I've
this,
been
I
in,
did
I've
participate.
worked on assignments at university with
And
students.
the Wispair.
Like one of the group assignments we had to basically come up with everything and do everything in like. It was like, oh god, I think it was 1 week. We had like a group assignment that we had to do for 1 week. We were making a website and we had to work.
It was
with
actually
a team.
2 weeks.
And that one was, I actually hated that assignment, not because of the assignment itself.
We're gonna go
but
back
because-
to this old
oh,
story.
We had the freaking class, the teacher, the lecturer, decided that instead of properly using it like assessment methods and determining what the paper, instead of just basically seeing the project, yeah, no dead kids, you see, because I didn't kill anything.
Thomas,
dead
if you're
kids.
still here.
Yeah, before we go to the end, our lecturer decided that instead of, or our lecturer,
I wish I had joined your group.
like
in this
marking the
deal-
group
this,
assignment and just giving all of
assignment.
the group the same mark. They were like, oh, to
For some reason,
circumvent people
Yushin
from just
pushed me
you
into
know,
this other group. It
coaxing
was
along
weird.
and
I
not
thought I was
doing
joining
any
his
work.
group.
We'll have like
And then he made me go into another
group
group.
rating system.
And I
that
was like,
will,
God
you know,
damn
will
it,
make
if only
you
I
rate
just
other
joined.
members of your group. And
Tom
we
and the
all,
rest.
my whole team, all
I think
had
it was
said,
Tom,
oh, you know, don't worry
Shane.
about it. We're just gonna rate everyone full. You know, give everyone full
Who
marks.
else
So that's
was
exactly what I did.
Andrew?
I like just rated everyone on my team full.
Wish I had joined your group.
Because everyone
Okay.
sort of participated pretty well equally, so I just thought, oh, screw it. Gave everyone full marks. But then when the marks came back, I had like one below. I think I had an. Did I have an A minus or an A?
Yeah, automatic
instead of an A
flashbacks.
plus?
I was
Because
gonna
our
say
team
so
got
much.
like
Right, yeah.
commended for how well our assignment was.
Oh, did
how good our
okay.
assignment was.
Yeah.
I got an A, while
Our
most
like
of the
our assignment, we got like commended in that assignment because it was just the three of you, right? I could have joined you because you had a 4 space. We got like our assignment got commended for being like one of the best they'd ever seen. And I was so mad that I didn't get an A plus for that assignment.
rest of like
Because it was
I
like
think
the
two of the other
someone in the
5
team
members got A pluses.
didn't
So
just
someone
didn't
on the
just
team
say everyone worked
rated
evenly.
Some of us worse than others. Because if everyone had rated everyone
another
positively,
random?
we would have all got A
Oh,
plus.
okay.
But
Yeah,
the
I was
fact
gonna
that
say
two of
it
the
was
team
you,
got A+,
Shane, and Andrew.
three of us
I knew
did
that,
not
but
get
I
an
didn't know. I
A+.
couldn't remember who the fourth was.
Makes me think that someone didn't adhere to our agreement and rated us
Yeah.
lower. And so
Someone
we
in
got a
our
lower
team
mark.
fucked
And
the
that's
two of us.
absolute horseshit.
3 of us.
And I stand by the fact that I did probably the second most amount of work on the team. I was so angry, and I never spoke to the person who I think...
I legit never spoke to those
It was
people
one-
again.
Because there was one person who I was like, oh, they're flaky. I think they're
I
gonna
think
be,
one of those people
like,
I spoke
oh,
to
this
a
person did
little
the most,
afterwards,
and this
but-
person did the least, and you know, rate
3 of the
rate them.
4.
I've never spoken
Sorry.
to that person again. I hate their guts.
2 of the 3
I
of
never
them I
spoke
never
to them
spoke to
before the
again.
assignment, but I was like, I have no interest in maintaining this relationship.
After this,
But
what's
yeah,
the
we did
animatic?
nothing for her. I looked into her eyes. This
Oh,
time
one
things were
second.
different.
I'll do it in a
Do it
minute.
for me, she said. I don't know how, but somehow, some way, I regained control. I was in the school hallway. She wanted me to do it. To kill all of them. I called the police, and she was arrested for illegal firearm possession. She had an unlicensed gun inside her locker. I still don't understand how she did it. How she used me like that. I almost killed innocent people, innocent teenagers. I almost threw my life away because of her. But I wasn't going to let her control me. Not anymore. I'm finally free. Yeah, you got the awake ending. Yay! Yay! Yeah, so I believe if we go back to the menu area,
Yeah.
go back to bonus,
It's
awake ending. Yeah, that's
real,
the absolute
yeah.
best, I think. Yeah, there's. I
Puppet
think these 2 endings were
psychopath
added.
innocent.
These 3 endings. There's like dodge everything, get the good ending. Don't dodge anything, get everything. And then this is like the puppet ending is like the middle ground ending, where it's like a mixture of getting some things but not everything. Psychopath is for killing everything, but not getting any hearts. Innocent Love is for getting all the hearts but no kills. So like one or the other, getting all of one or the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. I really like this game, and as I said at the start, like this has made me want to. Seeing him doing this stuff kind of makes me want to do it as well.
Yeah. Who would have thought this would be like the video that brought up like thousands of viewers to my channel, and like really set it off for a while. Yeah. But because I didn't do any more content like this, like I did indie stuff, but I didn't do any more Lixian stuff. I would never come from popular videos. Like, what cringe? Says Jonas, who came from this video, I'm pretty sure. Wait, no, you came from when I was actually in the jam, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a little after. It was when I was actually in the jam. That's right. That was my first stream. The jam stream? Yeah. Pretty sure. Oh, this was your first video? Okay, yeah. Okay, so... Oh, you didn't actually post it, but One second. Oh, we got a bot. You can't just easily do it in the dashboard. And then this is the Tiana made an animatic for that bit of dialogue.
I've never actually been in a game jam before. I've never actually participated. I've been in, like, I've worked on assignments at university with students. Like, one of the group assignments we had to basically come up with everything and do everything in, like, I think it was 1 week. We had, like, a group assignment that we had to do for 1 week.
I think it was actually 2 weeks.
We were making a website, and we had to work with a team. And that one was... I actually hated that assignment, not because of the assignment itself, but because... Oh, we had a... The freaking lecturer decided that instead of... Or our lecturers, instead of, like, marking the group assignment and just giving all of the group the same mark, they were like, oh, to circumvent people from just, you know, coaxing along and not doing any work, we'll have like a group rating system that will, you know, will make you rate other members of your group. And my whole team all had said, oh, you know, don't worry about it. We're just gonna rate everyone full. You know, give everyone full marks. And so that's exactly what I did. I like just rated everyone on my team full because everyone sort of participated pretty well equally. So I just thought, oh, screw it, gave everyone full marks. But then when the marks came back, I had like one below. I think I had an. Did I have an A- or an A instead of an A+? Because our team got like commended for how well our assignment was, how good our assignment was. I got an A, while most of the rest of like, I think 2 of the other 5 members got A+.
No,
it was someone on the team rated.
I think it was
some of
actually
us worse than others.
It was 4
if everyone
firstly.
had
Anyway.
rated
I think it was
everyone
2 out of
positively, we would have
4.
all got A+. But the fact that two of the team got A+, and 3 of us did not get an A+, makes me
The
think
details
that
are all over the
didn't adhere
place.
to our
The
agreement
story.
and rated us lower, and so we got a lower mark. And that's absolute horseshit. And I stand by the fact that I did probably the second most amount of work on the team. I was so angry, and I never spoke to the person who I think it was one person who I was like, oh, they're flaky. I think they're gonna be like, oh, this person did the most and this person did the least, and you know, rate them. I've never spoken to that person again. I hate their guts. I never spoke to them before the assignment, but I was like, I have no interest in maintaining this relationship.
Oh, still got a good mark though. Well, it must have been that other people rated you well then in your team. That's nice. That's I was genuinely so mad. I am still a little like salty about that to this day. All right. Because like we had like an agreement in the team that we're all gonna just like rate each other evenly, and the fact that like 2 out of, I think it was 2 of the 4. I think 2 of the 4 got A+, and 2 of us got A's, and I was so mad about it. Because yeah, I just put a lot of work into that assignment, and I was not okay with getting less than maximum. Like that was during a period of time where I was getting A+, or I was getting like 100% maximum score for pretty much every assignment that I was doing. Like it changed a little bit in 3rd year, but at that time, I'd been getting like A+ and 100% on all my assignments, not my exams, but my assignments. And so like, yeah, I was so mad about it. Yeah, whoever did, no, I know who it was. I'm pretty sure I know who it was, and they are, like, I don't like them. Yeah. Make sure it was Beryl Plimmer. Our user story was Peril Blimmer. Oh my god, brilliant. I love that. Right, thank you for looking at that animatic. I still do, to this day, look at your reaction when I showed you an animatic without you knowing it was in progress. Right. Yeah. That's really cool. I'd be keen to feature more animatics in the future. Anyway. Memes Lamau. Don't know if this counts as spoiler for FNAF, but I'll tag it anyway. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh. Cool animation. What the heck? Roxy. Roxy mech suit. Like Iron Man style mech suit. No, I wouldn't count that as a spoiler for FNAF. That was good. I've just been watching a bunch of, I've been trying to catch up. Mark and I've been watching a bunch of movies with Mark to catch me up on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because I fell so far behind. Jonah's animatic. The marker actually wrote nice. I think nice. Yeah, that's brilliant. I think that's so good. Personally favorite video. Right, yeah. I might have seen this already, just because I love. Oh, okay, no, I haven't liked it. I haven't hit the like button. But yeah, people doing videos on Outer Wilds, I'm always gonna watch that. Outer Wilds. If you haven't played Outer Wilds, if anyone here hasn't played specifically Outer Wilds, not Outer Worlds, but Outer Wilds, I would highly recommend it. Oh, so good. Well, Outer Worlds is apparently good. Yeah, that's good too. But Outer Wilds,
Video games are the most overlooked form of entertainment we surround ourselves in. And I think there's a lot of reasons for that, whether it's the stereotype that video games are just for kids, or maybe it's the overly monetized and often soulless AAA space.
Okay.
Sometimes games even feel like they're trying too hard to be
And you
like
watched
other
the entire
forms of
playthrough of Outer Wilds,
entertainment,
and I saw
like
some of
they
it
should have been a movie
for the
instead.
ending, and that was
If
something.
someone asked
Yeah,
me to tell them
that
the
last
best video
bit.
game of all time, obviously it
So
would take
good.
me a little bit to answer that.
So
but
good.
Every time I've wrestled with this question myself, it always ends on Outer Wilds. Am I a little biased in some ways? Yeah, of course. I love space and I love indie games, so this is a match made in heaven for me. The list of things that I like about Outer Wilds could expand infinitely if I kept thinking about it. So why haven't I made a video on it until now? I've been doing this for over a year now, and I've stated the whole point of the channel to me is sharing things I enjoy with other people, and hopefully they enjoy them too. Why wouldn't I have covered what I consider to be my favorite
Fucking
game I've ever played?
Shivers all over the body.
The answer is essentially, I don't really know how to. Hell, even writing this video, I don't know what I'm going to say about the game. It feels like I'm walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
Each of those eggshells is potentially spoiling something about this game for someone, because a huge part of Outer Wilds is exploration and discovering it for yourself. And that's why this video has almost no spoilers. The best I feel like I can really do is just put some pretty B-roll footage in the background and hope it doesn't ruin anything for you. I've also thought about the meaning of me saying this is my favorite game of all time, and the idea that me believing this game is so good that I refuse to spoil any of it puts this expectation in anyone's head that Outer Wilds is going to descend down from the heavens and show you the power of God, while also giving you $1 million in cash and a free iPhone. No, it's still just a video game, and it's definitely got some jank. The first hour feels daunting. You're given a lot of choices on what to do, and it feels really aimless. There's a lot of emphasis on reading a ton of text, and early on all of it feels so disconnected that it doesn't really make sense. Funnily enough, I gave up on the game within an hour. I had no idea what I was doing, and I just dropped it because I didn't know what the hell was going on. But obviously, I came back to it eventually, and here we are. From here on out, I'm going to attempt to bring up my favorite things about Outer Wilds that wouldn't spoil anything that wouldn't be in like a trailer for the game. And if you haven't played this yet, please, for the love of God, do not watch the Nintendo trailer. It literally spoils so much of the game in a matter of like 2 sentences. I cannot believe this is a thing Nintendo actually did. It is such a bad trailer. First thing I want to talk about is scale. Space exploration games can give you a pretty varied amount of terrain to explore.
I saw your recommendation of
planets are so
That's a
that's
a Roblox game,
the
isn't
entire
it?
thing would take actual
It's
real
like been
life
turned into a
days
full
to
game
do. On the
of
other
its
end of
own.
that spectrum is probably Outer Wilds. It's a lot smaller, but what's interesting to me is the things that happen in
Really
Outer
sucked
Wilds
up.
feel so much bigger. When you have a better grasp on the scale of something, big things feel bigger, even when they aren't. When I'm standing on a planet in No Man's Sky, I'm so unbelievably tiny, I'm like Stuart Little in the Amazon jungle. I have no concept of what the hell this whole thing looks like. When you can see more of the surface of a planet, big things feel horrifying. And this scale is absolutely perfect. It feels exactly how it should. I think it's one of the main reasons
Did he say No
exploration
Man's
is
Sky?
so fun in this game.
I think
You're
he
still
meant Outer
small,
Wilds.
but you can comprehend how
Or
small
is it
you
no,
really
okay.
are. It's also really
Comparing it.
unpredictable. Everything is moving, so you can mess up all sorts of stuff in horrible ways.
I didn't know
that you
what
would
the
never
fuck was going
expect.
on when this
And
first
these
happened
moments
to
are
me.
so memorable and hilarious. Like one really common one is people just crashing the ship into
Yeah.
stuff because they're unaware of how quickly they need to slow down before they collide with it. And
Yeah.
watching someone play it, you're like, wow, this guy sucks. He can't even fly this thing. Let me try it. And you do the exact same shit they did. Also, if you know,
I like to believe I was
care
good
about
at, like, I mean,
music, in video.
some people who came around to the channel for the for the No Man's Sky, for the Outer Wilds stuff, Several of them like commended me, like, "Oh, you're really good at flying the plane, flying the spaceship." And so I was like, "Oh, thank you."
Video games.
I like to believe
and
I'm
Andrew
careful
Paulo, the
with
composer,
that kind of
was
thing.
fully aware of the feel of this game and amplified it a million times with
Spend
the soundtrack.
250 pounds on
If
the
you want to be a
Annapurna
scrappy
Interactive
little
bundle.
Western astronaut, this
Yeah,
game
I
is
mean, they're-
exactly up your alley.
they
Music
are all
plays
very
a huge
good.
part of the experience in a couple different places and uses motifs to amplify
The
impactful
Annapurna
moments tenfold.
publisher
Outer Wilds is weird,
publishes a
open-ended,
bunch of cool
massive,
indie stuff.
horrifying, and gorgeous. It's the perfect example of how a video game told a story in a way only a video game could. And I can sit here and talk into a microphone, attempting my best to walk through a verbal minefield for another 22 minutes. But in the end, I just
I got
want
my
you to go
booster
try Outer
just the other
Wilds.
day, actually.
Buy it on Steam or whatever platform.
I got it
just go
on
play
Friday.
The DLC also just
and
released.
so yesterday
and
I had a
it's
real
fantastic as well.
lethargic day.
So, yeah, the more the merrier. So to my knowledge, there is no game like Outer Wilds. If you know of a game that's like Outer Wilds, or maybe
I think we
even
did the same thing
vaguely
actually.
smells like Outer Wilds,
Oh no,
I don't
no,
really care.
that was
If
no.
it reminds you of Outer Wilds,
I mixed
put
up
it
the
in
2
the
days.
comments. I will
yeah,
play
see ya.
it because
good day.
I will play anything
Have a good rest
that
of your
is
day.
like this. Thank you for watching.
So I might be back and see more. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know how much longer the streams. Actually, the stream's not much longer left in it because I'm only doing a 3-hour one today. So, but I'd love to see you in the comments. Yeah. All right. Because I was gonna say we just got a couple of videos left. Like, I appreciated that SNES did like a as much as possible spoiler-free video. Because honestly, that game. Spoiling Outer Wilds is such a crime. Like, when I talk about Outer Wilds with people, when I recommend it to people, I do the same thing where it's like, I can't say anything about this game because it will spoil something. All I can do is say, you should play it, it's really cool, just fucking play it. Stick with it. Because, I will say, when I looked at the like Steam page for Outer Wilds, I was not convinced. Or it was the Epic Store page originally. I wasn't convinced. I looked at the like screenshots and I was like, what is this? It looks like nothing special. And then it took me multiple like goes around looking at it to be convinced to be like, all right, I'll buy it, I'll try it. And then when I actually played it, the first like hour, or the first like half an hour to an hour, like you're on the home planet at the start, and nothing much really happens. Like, there's some basic features. It's very clearly an indie game at that stage. And so for me, I was like, why do people keep such... Like, even when I was playing it, even when I first started, the very first episode of Outer Wilds on the channel, I was like, the whole time I was playing it, I was sort of like, why do so many people say this game is, like, breathtaking and, like, mind-blowing? I was like, I don't get it at all. But then in the second episode of Outer Wilds on the channel, I was fucking hooked. So hooked. I was hooked so hard. I want to say so much, but I can't. It's just a good game. Yeah, just play it. Can you send me the PNG of your profile pic? Wait, who? Oh, me. You mean the logo? The British Academy Games Award were the only organization that gave Outer Wilds Game of the Year. So obviously we're the only ones with good taste. Yes. Yeah. I mean, that's fair because it's one of those games. Outer Wilds, unfortunately, like, flew under the radar for a lot of people because Outer Worlds came out at the same time. Like, it was like February of that year. Outer Worlds and Outer Wilds came out at the same fucking time, and Outer Worlds is a AAA game made by AAA developers, and Outer Wilds is an indie project made by like students at a university. So like Outer Wilds got really shadowed by a bunch of other stuff, and so a lot of people didn't play it, or perhaps reviewers, lost interest within the first little while of it. Like, I love Untitled Goose Game, but it didn't deserve the DICE award for Game of the Year over Outer Wilds. Yeah, exactly. Like, Untitled Goose Game is hilarious and fun, but it is a very short experience, a very indie It's clearly a very indie short experience. Outer Wilds is a full-length game with fantastic gameplay and an amazing story and ending. Like it's a full package, you know. Whereas Untitled Goose Game is like a tech demo, if anything. It's a mini experience. It's a short little experience. Yeah. Anyway, this is I Got Black. If Ransom by Little Ticker was horribly offbeat. This video is a joke and does not reflect me as a musician.
I got black, I got white, what you want? Hop outside a ghost and hop up in a fan, I know I'm about to blow, whoa, whoa, I ain't done. They try to take my flow, I take their ass for ransom. I know that I'm gone, they see me blowing up, now they say they want some. I got 2 twin Glocks, turn you to a dancer. I see 2 twin ops, leave them on a banner. And I got 2 thick dots, wanna link the game.
This is uncomfortable.
I got red, I got blue, what you want? The Chanel or Balenciaga, Louis and
I cry every time.
I got the funny Prada when I hit Milan. I need a
This makes me uncomfortable.
I started from the bottom, you can see the way I stun. I want all the diamonds, I want that shit to wear a ton. The ops, they tryna lie me.
Just the dissonance.
I got lots of shorties tryna pull it to my
The seemingly unrelated vocals to music is just upsetting. It's by the writer for the Outer Wilds, and they recently got employed at Obsidian Entertainment. Oh, Outer Worlds developers? Holy crap. What are the fucking chances? That's such a strange situation. Yeah, it's just upsetting. It's just, the fire is so weird. It's such a weird coincidence. Okay, I make cursed trains now. Oh, if Thorn's here, still here, bigger boy, small boy. I don't even know how to capture this. Are these like real life things, or are these like 3D models? This looks like it's on like a 3D modeling software. If 3D modeled, fucking A, really well done. Keep it up, because you say cursed trains. These look fantastic. I mean, this one is a little cursed, but like, damn, well done. All voices from Ultimate Custom Night. FNAF Nostalgia, who had the best lines? Oh, right, I forgot to upvote. Yeah.
Never underestimate the...
So many of the I actually love so many of the voice actors for FNAF. Game from FNAF 1, games in 2.
cunning of a pirate. Or a fox, for that matter. Arrgh, you never stood a chance. Arrgh, I came for ye booty. That be treasure, you know. I can't run like I used to, but I can pull myself apart just fine. Arrgh, so much more spacious in here. I may stay a while.
That game was totally rigged. That's what you
This
get
guy.
for leaving me hanging. If I get jumped...
My favorite, I'm definitely, just, before we even do anything, like, it was like, who is your favorite? Did you ask that? Who had the best lines? Yeah. My favorite, before we even go into any of this, it's Hippo. The guy who voiced Hippo, like, oh my god. He did such a good job.
Jump scared. You get jump scared.
Mr. Hippo is my absolute
Got me
favorite.
again. It's not my fault. I have these fat plastic fingers and can't press the buttons.
Love the sound editing and with the cheeky though. Ah.
Dying, will you? Where's my
You won't get tired of my voice, will you?
Lodged in your forehead, of course. You
I have to
won't
listen to
get
with a
tired
cheeky.
of my voice, will you?
You won't get tired of my voice, will you? You won't get tired of my voice, will you? You won't get tired of my voice, will you?
Let's go somewhere more private.
I loved that FNAF World DLC.
Don't be afraid. Soon you will look just like me. Beautiful. Now I get to play take apart and put back together.
Am I having gas leaks again? Oh my god.
I wanted to wait until just the right moment to drop in.
Well, this is 24 minutes long.
Much more fun
I
thinking out
definitely can't watch all of this. We'll make this the last video.
here and always lucky.
And I'll just quickly look over the videos and decide who gets the silver.
Seeing you powerless is like music to me. I don't hate you, but you need to stay out of my way. I
Which is good for it,
recognize
mainly.
you,
Fair.
but I'm not afraid of you.
But we're gonna make it the last one anyway, because it's I've got to the top of
The
the
others are
page.
under my protection.
I'll just
The others are like animals, but I am very aware.
I'll just see if any more. Alright, only one more thing was added. Portfolio of the Outer Wilds writer. Yeah. Fascinating.
What is this new prison? Is it me trapped, or is it you? Perhaps it is us both. I may be missing my face, but even I could see his tongue.
I never thought I'd make it through that vent, but now we are together. Let me show you how to break your face and look like me. Come closer. Let's smile together. I was the first. I have seen everything. I have seen him, the one you shouldn't have killed.
I am remade, but not by you, by the one you should not have killed. No light can save you now.
All the references to the one you should not have
hiding
killed.
in your shadow. What a gift to relish. A victim that can't perish.
That rhyme.
I am given flesh to be your tormentor.
Let me put you back together, then take you apart all over again. Let's see how many times you can be pulled apart. I assure you, I am very real. This time, there is more than an illusion to fear. We know who our friends are, and you are not one of them.
You will not be spared. You will not be saved.
Well, she did a better job of showing the sheer scale of these characters, though. Yes, yeah. Yeah, they're all the animatronics are like 8 foot tall. They're so genuinely scary.
Did things get really hot in here, or is it just me? Come and burn with me. The fire within me burns eternal, and now you shall as well. I am a burning reminder of your misdeeds. Greetings from the fire, and from the one you should not have killed.
This is a nightmare that you won't wake from. This time, death cannot save you. The nightmare is just beginning. Let's taste death again.
I'm gonna give the award to. I'll just really quick. I'm gonna give the award to the Mr. Bean and Cyberpunk thing. That gave me a genuine laugh. Genuine good laugh. So well done, Josie. Yeah. I would give more awards, but I only use the free ones. So I sometimes go back. By the way, sometimes outside of like normal stream time, I go back and give awards to other videos that I liked as well. Just if I can remember to go back onto Reddit and like claim the free rewards whenever I can. Or at least it would, the newer 3D games can do that much better at least. Yes! And honestly, in Sister Location, sorry, Security Breach, in Security Breach, some of the times Freddy, like I call Freddy or Freddy just appears in a place, and or like yeah, like I hear like thumping of feet, and then fucking Freddy comes like sprinting at me. Like even though he's a good guy, he's your friend. The amount of times it like jump scared me, like Jesus Christ, Freddy's not even supposed to be scary, but he's fucking scary with his like loud feet. He was on the nightmare jump scare in FNAF 4 was kind of lackluster. But honestly, I found it the creepiest in the game. Ah! I don't remember the nightmare jump scare in FNAF 4. I'd have to go back and look at it.
You knew I'd get you eventually. There just isn't room in here for both of us.
It's funny, this guy, Matthew Curtis, he was a little saddened to hear that people hate Nightmare Balloon Boy. They don't hate the voice, but the mechanic, really frustrating. So, oh, it's this. Okay, wait. I'll just click somewhere on the screen so it opens there. Oh, it does this all the time. I hate it when it does that. Because I open it from here. It tries to open it in the studio version of YouTube. It's super weird. Alright. Ah. Right. So it's like it's actually like the Creepy Bonnie or the classic Golden Freddy jump scare. Yeah. It just how it works with the metaphor of nightmare being the death of the kid in FNAF 4. Right, yes. Yeah. That's like the flat line. Yeah.
Flash that light on the wall.
Yeah. For me,
save you now.
like classically, just like in FNAF 1, none of the animatronics really scared me. I never understood why people thought it was scary until I saw Golden Freddy and Golden Freddy's shit. That was the shit that scared me. That gave me genuine like fear of like the first game. So I can see why you'd say that about FNAF 4. Like that one is the most like meta unsettling, like deeply unsettling jump scare.
Looks like something bad happened. I guess you forgot about me. Want to see the scooping room?
I could hear you breathing. Admit it, you wanted to let me in. Why do you hide inside these walls? Don't be shy. These are strange circumstances that have brought us together.
It seems you couldn't make it to my show, so I brought the show to you. Show times are on the hour, not a moment before and not a moment later. It's time to take your final bow. I'm sorry, but there was never enough room on this stage for both of us. A performance was demanded of me, and now I have delivered. Encore!
Yeah, jump scares are not truly scary. It's the anticipation beforehand, and it's the like anticipation. It's anticipation. It's atmosphere.
Can you come a little closer? Hey, down here.
I didn't know this character could actually kill you.
It's something really important.
Please deposit 5 coins. Please deposit 5 coins.
Please deposit 5 coins.
You are attempting to trick Freddy. You are attempting to...
Freddy doesn't like this.
Thank you for depositing 5 coins.
For me, it's all about anticipation and atmosphere.
You know I'll be true, and now I'll make slippers out of you.
I do like Rockstar Bonnie.
See you again, my truest friend, but now your life must end. What a fine day.
Yeah, how did he make these in Clicking Fusion?
That your face and flesh I must play. What a treat to come here and meet your face as it hits concrete. I found my guitar, now reach for the stars as I plunge it through your heart.
That's right! And don't you come back now, you hear? That'll teach you for trying to trick this old bird. Thought you could fool me with that sign, but I was too smart for you. I may not like
I
wet
see.
blowers,
I'm
but
looking
the
at it
smell
now.
of fresh meat is just too enticing. Whoops, looks like you're the one that slipped up this time.
Yar, what can I do for ya? Yarg, how may I be of service to ya?
Maybe this interface would look better. Like, maybe it's the decompiling process that makes it look like such a mess. I don't know, though. I've never really used Clickteam Fusion, so I wouldn't know. I look at this and I'm just like, okay. No idea.
Yar, who touched me bird? Yar, me bird likes you. So I'll do ye a favor. Yar, you win some, you lose some. Yar, you play with fire, and sometimes you get burned.
Just the AI of the animatronics is weird. Right, yeah.
You and I will be making music together for a long, long time. You hear that? It's the
Music Man, the little
sound
ones,
of your eternal
and the big
silence.
one, which is one of the genuinely scariest things in Security Breach.
When I'm here, you
Just look at that fucking soulless face.
A song was requested of me, and now I sing it.
Don't get distracted. I'm ready for my close-up. Smile. Say cheese. Today is all about me.
That's right, Becky
Time
Shrimpton.
for your
She
control
voiced
shot. Let's see how many pieces I can cut you into.
She voiced
You won't die.
the puppet
But
Bonnie.
you'll wish you could.
It will all be over soon. There is room for one more. Come spend eternity inside with me. I've been looking for you, and now I will never let you go. I'm so glad that I found you. Let me make room for you.
I always come back.
Uh-oh, how unfortunate.
It's just the one line.
Uh-oh, how
Didn't know half these characters had any lines. Same. There's a few of these characters I'm like, wait, these characters have lines?
in the ring. Uh-oh, how unfortunate
Okay, yeah.
you like.
Same line, but
Expecting me,
delivered
were ya?
differently.
Turn your back for 1 second and I'm like, was you? Ninja skills.
It's so rare to die to these characters.
As I'd like. Everyone underestimates me, but then they turn their back and I'm like, boo! And they're like, what? Move over, Freddy
crap.
Fazbear. Happy Frog is the new star of the show. We've only just begun. I will never let you leave. I will never let you rest.
Don't you hate getting killed by obscure secondary characters? Stranger danger.
Ned Bear.
I was just waiting for you to drop your guard. Whoops, that's gonna leave a mark. This is how it feels, and you get to experience it over and over and over again, forever.
This is the one that's
I will never let you leave.
that's the
What did you think of my act?
the
I don't
true
get out much, so you'll
spirit
have to
that's
forgive
doing
my
all this.
enthusiasm. I hope you enjoyed the grand finale. Now is
Orville
my
Element.
time to shine. He tried to release you.
Here it is
He
again.
tried to release us. But I'm not gonna let
You can hear the
that
whisper underneath it.
I will hold you here. I will keep you here. No matter how many times they burn us.
They burn us.
I consider it a dignified death. Not really. It was actually quite pathetic.
And once again, Christopher McCullough doing
If you
fucking
sit
Pig
by
Patch.
the river long enough, you will see the body of your enemy float by. Even monkeys.
Yeah, FNAF's actually
fall
quite well
from
done. Yeah, yeah.
trees.
There's a lot of good in the FNAF
Nail
game.
that sticks out.
I love the
gets
script. It only has the
hammered down.
one line. Yeah. Yeah, literally attacks once per night.
The talented
Yeah.
hawk
You're right.
hides his claws.
He never comes back. I was unaware so many characters existed. Oh yeah. These are all the later ones that were added for like Pizzeria Simulator, and some of them even are from the FNAF World game. Yeah.
My friend, you have
This
met
this
a
guy,
terrible,
the voice actor
terrible
for this
demise.
character.
But you know, I don't feel too bad about it. After all, if it weren't from me, it would have just been from someone else. You know. I guess what I'm trying to say is life goes on. Well, for everyone else, life goes on. Not for you. You're dead. But that's neither here nor there. It reminds me of one summer day in the park. I was having just a
This happens after you die.
picnic with
You're
my
like,
good friend Orville.
jump scare, and
I
then
said
this.
to him, I said, Orville, I have a story. And he said to me, what's the significance of the story? And I said to him, Orville, not every story has to have significance, you know? Sometimes a story is just a story.
Yeah, you cannot
You
skip
try to
his
read
jump
into
scare line.
every little
I believe if
thing
you close it and reopen it,
meaning
doesn't it?
everything anyone
Yeah,
says.
it'll start from the
You'll
beginning
just
again.
drive yourself crazy. I had a friend do it once.
Yeah.
Wasn't pretty. We talked about it for years. And not only that, but you'll likely end up believing something you shouldn't believe, and thinking something you shouldn't think, or assuming something you shouldn't assume, you know? Sometimes, I said, a story is just a story. So just be quiet for 1 second of your life and eat your sandwich, okay? Of course, it was only then I realized I made sandwiches, and poor Orville was having such difficulty eating it. Elephants have those clumsy hands, you know? Actually, I suppose that's the problem. They don't have hands at all, do they?
They're all feet.
They're all feet. And I couldn't imagine someone asking me to eat a sandwich with my feet.
Yeah, if I do end up streaming tomorrow, it will be Minecraft.
There was a bakery nearby. I said to him, Orville, let me go get you some rye bread. Now, I'm unsure if elephants enjoy rye bread, but I assure you that Orville does.
It's so long.
Now, this was on a Tuesday, which was good because rye bread was always fresh on Tuesday. They made sourdough bread on Monday and threw it out Wednesday.
But the likelihood of being
or
killed by
rather, they
hippo is
sold it at
so
a discount
low
for people wanting to feed the ducks,
that
and then probably at the end of the day, finally, they threw it all out. I don't recall. I do remember a man who would bring his son to the bakery every Wednesday and then go feed the ducks. He would buy all of the sourdough bread. Of course, you know, you're not supposed to feed the ducks sourdough bread at all. It swells up in their stomach and
I'm
then
not
they
sure.
all die. At least that's what I've heard. You know,
Oh.
I never saw
Maybe I'm
any
not gonna
ducks
update
die
it.
myself, but I did notice a substantial decrease in the duck population over the course of a few years. I just never thought to stop the man and tell him that he was killing the ducks by feeding them sourdough bread. And if you want my opinion on the matter, and I told Orville this as well, if you want to feed ducks, or birds, or any kind for that matter, it's best to buy seed. I mean, when you think about it, breads of any sort don't occur in nature. They don't grow on trees or spring up from the bushes. I don't think birds know what to do with bread. What was I saying? Oh, yes. So I bought Orville some rye bread. What a fine day it was.
Well, and that's one story. There's multiple. I shouldn't listen to all of them. That was one story. There's another whole story. I love it. I love Mr. Hippo's character so much, and the voice actor does such a good job at that voice. It's just so long. I think Mr. Hippo was the last character they were showing, right? Because there's just so much of it. Yeah, it goes on for the rest of the video is all Mr. Hippo. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, anyway, that's it. Yeah, that's right, I closed Reddit. The VA does a really good job of making his speech sound natural. Exactly, he sounds just like that typical, I remember him talking about it, he went for sort of is it a New York accent? They're like an old man New York accent, where he's literally telling a story to the viewer, and yeah, he made it as he did his best to make it as authentic to that sort of context as possible. An old man telling a kid a story, and the story doesn't have anything. There's no meaning behind the story. It's just a story. Even even one of the stories talks about the idea that stories shouldn't always have meaning. Sometimes stories are just stories, and it's it's so good. Yeah, Digits was joined us in that first stream. Yeah, it is the one on the screen where he's like talking about how it's like sometimes you start telling a story and then people expect it to have meaning. It's like that's so meta because it's like he's telling a story that has no like well he tells stories that have no meaning, but it's a reflection of Scott Cawthon wanting to just make some games, and then suddenly people are like picking out all the lore stuff and being like putting stuff together, and suddenly everything has to have meaning, So it feels obligated to finish the story, finish the FNAF story, but sometimes, it's hard to write a story. It's hard to write one that makes 100% sense. Yeah. Oh yeah. I was gonna say the server has been up basically the whole time. It's only been down a couple times, I think. The pack has some weird things. So I have a sword that does. Yeah, it's a very short amount of time it's been off. 57 damage, like 8 times the netherite sword. Whoa, that's crazy. I will say, I think I know why the Mana and Artifice mod might have been taken out of the latest update of the thing.
It is.
Yeah.
I can update it, but I don't want to update it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's a good idea to update it. At least not at the moment. But I can understand why, because Mana and Artifice, a few features of it are bugged. Like, I keep crashing. Every time I try to look up ritual stuff, because part of Mana and Artifice, I have to, like, draw a ritual on the floor to, like, achieve something. If I ever try and look at the recipe for a ritual from, like, the codec book, it hard crashes. It just immediately crashes to desktop. If you do update, wait a while until they add big mods like Mechanism and other dimension mods. Right, yeah. Yeah, we'll wait until there's like a big update. And more so that they're just adding stuff, not removing stuff. Yeah. But anyway, that'll do it for today. If you like what you saw, hit that like button. Yeah, thank you all for coming out. We may be streaming tomorrow some Minecraft, but I'm not gonna. I'll decide that as today goes on, because I might end up just deciding to just edit something. Yeah, we're all just waiting for big mods to release. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Until tomorrow, I'll post about it if I do stream. Thanks for reacting to your most popular vid. Yeah, I might do a Rorius, like as in Rorius channel reaction stream at some point. But people are gonna have to be ready to be like for things to get meta, because I'll probably just repeat the things I was saying in the video. But whatever. I hope you're having a good day and a good eats. Yeah. I've had my breakfast, and I think it's snack time. It's time for me to have my snack. And I'll see you guys. Snack. Thanks. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye.